Are we all ready, commissioners?
Me falta el mío. Oye, ¿tú tienes dos o tienes uno? El mío me lo dieron.
Yo tengo
Sí, pero yo, el mío me lo dieron aquí.
Are we ready, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is a special commission meeting. The meeting is scheduled for Monday, September 21st, 2015, at 8 p.m. at the Commission Chambers, 500 Southwest 109th Avenue. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Clerk will note the absence of Mayor Lopez.
Please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's pray. Dear Lord and Celestial Father, we thank you, Lord, for being here tonight. Thank you for your love, for your mercy, for your guidance, Lord. Thank you for protecting our nation from our enemies. Thank you for protecting our city from the enemies as well. We ask you tonight to guide this meeting and give us wisdom so that we can always decide, oh Lord, for the goodness for every resident of the city of Sweetwater. We also ask for our law enforcement officers that they put their life on the line to protect our city and our residents. Thank you for our heroes, those that put their life on the line of duty in all the sections or divisions of our armed forces that serve in our country as well as in foreign countries. Be with their families, be with them. Send your angels to protect them and guide them to safety. Now, remain in this meeting and guide us to do always good decisions. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
May I, President? Why, Mayor no come? Mayor.
The mayor's not coming now. He's in urgent care.
Este es mío.
Okay, we have here some public comments.
Yes, we do, sir.
Should I open the meeting, Mr. Attorney? To the
That,
public?
yes, you're required to open the public hearing, sir.
Thank you. Before we proceed, we want to recognize Olga Hernandez from Commissioner Jose Pepe Diaz's office. Thank you for being here. And we want to recognize a good group of police officers. We won't be We are honored to have all of you here tonight, guys. Okay, the meeting is open to the public. If there is anyone who wants to speak about this meeting or any of these items, can come forward, or these are the persons that...
Those are the people who signed up to speak, sir.
All right. So we have in the audience some persons, I think that most of them are police officers that want to speak to the audience. And I want to give 3 minutes to each of you. We have Sergeant Allen Saint Germain. I don't know what I call you, Alex, always. Sorry, Sergeant. Go ahead, state your name and address for the records, and you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Sergeant Allen St. Germain. I work for the City of Sweetwater Police Department, 21 years. Long time. My address, I'll use the station because My address is confidential, 500 Southwest 109 Avenue. I came to speak on behalf of those gentlemen. If all you guys could stand up.
Sí.
I came to speak on behalf of several police officers. I come as the PBA representative because I'm the one departmentally that is the PBA rep. I come as a fellow police officer. I come as a friend of some of them, most of them. I know on a personal level. Some of them, and it hits me hard because some of them are either bought houses, have kids on the way, and they're all pretty much new employees, a little bit different than me. I know it takes a long time to get where I'm at in the situation that they're in, and I'm not here to point fingers or blame, but more of, I think everybody needs to come together as a group and take lives into consideration. There's a bunch of good guys and women I think we have back there. And not only that, even from my perspective and my point of view, in case you haven't been watching the news, it's getting a little difficult out in the street for the police, and day and day we're getting more spread thin out here in the streets. I've been putting my life out there for 21 years for Sweetwater, and those are the guys and the girls that come to back me up. And day by day, as we get shorter and shorter, I want to go home to my family at the end of the day. And we all took an oath, and we know this job didn't come with a huge paycheck. I just want everybody to, take the lives of my fellow coworkers as well as me, because without them, I might not go home at the end of the day. But they're a good group of guys and women, and I hope that everybody can take that into consideration. I understand the city has their problems, and I hope we can all fix it as a group. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant. We also have someone who asked for the floor. Eric Masnada, officer, Eric Masnada.
Good evening. My name is Eric Masnada, and my public address is 500 Southwest 109 Avenue. I stand here tonight in fear of retaliation for speaking against the injustices that are occurring presently in the city, primarily in the police department. This is the second time during this administration that I've been relieved of duty without pay. On Tuesday, September 15th, Mayor Lopez, Placido Diaz, and Arquiles Carmona were present at the afternoon roll call. And while attempting to explain, or what I feel is manipulate, the current layoffs, Mayor Lopez told me that the blame of the layoffs rests entirely on the commission. Furthermore, Placido Diaz told me that politicians and the previous administration of this city stole money and grants and stole ammunition that was paid for by the city to qualify all of the officers of this department. For these reasons, along with the commission's unwillingness to raise taxes, is why we're being laid off. Earlier that same afternoon, I was offered by Lieutenant Roberto Ochoa, when he came to my house to give me the layoff letter, to stay as a reserve officer and work for free. If this is possible, then why doesn't the new command staff, which is already collecting a hefty pension from the city of Miami, work for free? Why don't they work in a reserve capacity and allow us, everybody that's sitting back there, the officers who risk our lives on a daily basis for this community and rely solely on a paycheck from the city, why don't they allow us to collect the $750,000 combined salary that they are making? We ask that the mayor, wherever he may be, allow us to feed our families and pay the bills the only way we know how, with an honest and steady paycheck, and to please follow the commission's orders and rescind the layoffs. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Manzanara. Excuse me, Ms. Manzanara. Officer. So, you were a witness of those statements from Mayor Lopez and interim
Yes, sir, I was.
police chief Placido Diaz.
Yes, sir.
So they blame the commission for all the layoffs that they have
I was told
implemented.
during a roll call that the reason for our layoffs is the commission's unwillingness to raise the taxes in the city of Sweetwater. And for that
Well,
reason,
we were working under the same tax basis, and you were working under the same tax basis that we implemented last year.
I understand that
He
completely.
didn't consider the
Sir,
exaggeration of all the
I'll t-
increasing, the
I'll tell you what I told the
unbudgeted
mayor.
positions that he brought in.
I'll tell you what I told the mayor, sir.
Okay, sir.
I don't
Thank
know.
you.
I don't know how to balance the budget for a city. I know how to do my job on the road.
Thank you, Masnada.
And for what it's worth, I was given a job under your administration, sir. So I don't believe that it's the commission's fault that we're being laid off. I'm not pointing any fingers at anyone. I'm simply stating facts that I was present for.
Thank you,
Hey,
Officer
Chair,
Masnada.
wait.
Commissioner Bergen.
I just want to make it clear, there's a lot of people out there don't know what's going on here. First of all, the first layoff was done the day after he was the mayor.
I was part of that one too.
And they were present, and then they say that they were just witnesses, that they weren't really chief yet, and they really didn't know what was going on. But how convenient that 2 days later, they already knew everything. The layoffs, when they feel like it, then we needed money. At the beginning, it wasn't money, and it was done improperly. What everybody needs to realize is that the commission, if it takes that, and I'm going to tell you the truth, if we're so short on the money that we would have to lay off somebody, it would be something that we would consider. I got to be honest with you, because our residents come first, the safety of our residents come first. So depending on what we would choose, like if we said we're not going to do maintenance, but we're going to keep officers, and that's the type of thing that we're doing. When we have done anything to stop a layoff that was done, it was to stop it until October 1st, until the new budget came along and we had the real numbers. Secondly, we had the money in the budget for until October 1st for all the officers. They refused to follow either motions that we've done, resolutions that we've done, and budget amendments, that they waited until the last minute today at 5 o'clock to sign. I believe that what's going on here is they're still playing political games. The mayor doesn't realize he already won the election and has it out for the commission because we're not doing what they want, when we want, how we want. Does not want to negotiate, does not want to talk. So they're blaming us constantly. I have sat a total of 7 hours with the mayor. So nobody can tell me that I haven't come forward. And one of the first things that happened when the second meeting that I had for 4 hours with him was that I asked them to please not fire or do anything until we had the meeting the next morning. And before I showed up here, out of retaliation, they fired that person by like 8 in the morning. That's what we're up against, and we always seem to be wrong. We always seem to be not know what we're doing. We're going legally as best as we can. We're not lawyers. We're trying to do the right thing. As far as
For what it's worth, I believe that I'm going to meet that same fate of that person that you speak of, because I obviously came here in front of a lot of people, hoping that the mayor would also be here and he could hear me speak as well. But the things I said, I'm sure, are not going to be liked by a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure that I'll be faced with retaliation as well. But it's a risk that I had to take because it's not just me. There's a lot of people over here that don't deserve this.
Right.
I don't feel I deserve it as well.
I have received calls and comments from officers before because the way I understand it works, because I'm not an officer, is if once you lawyer up or do anything to try to defend yourself against the city, eventually at other police departments they're not going to want to hire you. And I understand it, and I applaud you guys coming out and being brave enough to do it, because a lot of people, frankly, since this whole thing has started, are intimidated by the administration or what could happen if they don't do it what they want. And you're witness of that, of the first 15 officers that were laid off, that they were, I believe, coerced and told that if they didn't come to ask for their jobs or came to the commissioner or speak to a commissioner, that they would go and try to convince the mayor to give them their job back. And that's, to me, I'm not a lawyer, but I think that's some kind of civil rights violation. But you guys are trying to feed your families and you don't want to get into it. But I think it's come down to the point where that's the issue at hand. We have not, I have said it repeatedly here, my problem is especially the way he's done it. There's been lists of names that people get promoted, and then those others that fall down now are the ones that get laid off. And the list changed daily, changed 2-3 times. You have people that they realize were family members, and all of a sudden they were brought back quickly, and then others weren't brought back. So everybody needs to go. There's a lot going on here. It's not just a picture of the commission. And to be clear, it's a little bit off about the police thing, but as far as implementing the taxes, we were under the same guise that they're trying to fool everybody by telling them that we should have at least raised it and just used 4.5 as a starting point, and we couldn't have gone in between. When everything was normal, that's okay. That we would have gone maybe to 3.5 and then work our way out once we have all the numbers. But as you can tell, it's all or nothing, and that's basically what they were telling the commission. There's no negotiation, so the taxes would have gone up 63%. And I can understand the taxes going up because everything goes up, but if it's all or nothing, the residents shouldn't bear the complete cost of mismanaging it by Manny Maroño's administration. It wasn't during Jose Diaz's administration. He's not perfect, neither are we. We try to do the best we can, but if you look at the problems that happened with $1 million from the senior center was from that administration. The $556,000 from the police pension that was never paid because that's the way it was. They don't want to. Now we're trying to take care of that, and you have the monies that they're pointing about the credit line of $1.9 million, and all they're trying to foreclose on, or whatever their terminology is. That all started from non-payment from 2 administrations ago. But they're still in campaign mode. I don't understand it. And as far as I know, budgetary-wise, we're still not there. There's so many numbers, and they do so many changes with things that we're doing our best we can. If there was a need for that, I'll be honest with you. We would have to lay off maintenance or police or something. Then it has to be done.
And I
but the
understand
way they've
that.
been doing everything is wrong.
I understand that, and you said a lot of things there that are kind of Chinese to me because I don't do the whole political thing,
Okay.
But I do know that we're being affected, and that for the most part, everybody on this commission is voting to bring us back and keep us here. So thank you.
Right. Well, I'm not chastising you, but I'm really tired of hearing, not you specifically, and in this case, but what's happening is that a lot of people don't want to get involved. They don't want to work with the city of Sweetwater. They don't want to do things with the city of Sweetwater because of what's going on from this administration. And frankly, a lot of officers don't want to risk not being able to get a job somewhere else. And I applaud you for standing up, but at the same time, everybody's got to stop saying, well, I don't know anything about anything. They find out. We're here. I've been talking for 2 years about every little detail. And at the end of the meeting, everybody from the media runs to Mayor Diaz and Mayor Lopez, and it's all about them. And they're still feeling that fire. They don't talk about what we actually talked about in the meetings. So keep fighting the good fight. We're going to do what we can to include everybody in the budget and as many officers as we can. Their safety comes first of our residents.
Absolutely. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. So we have Ernesto Barquin.
Good evening, members of the Commission. My name is Officer Ernesto Barquin, and I was a full-time police officer, and I was laid off twice as a full-time police officer. My address is 500 Southwest 109 Avenue. Like Masnada said, I am here today in a great fear of retaliation. I am taking a risk just addressing the public tonight, because after tonight, I will be possibly fired as a reserve police officer, with the possibility of tarnishing my record for life. The police department has been the most affected in the city by the layoffs. This directly affects the residents of the city of Sweetwater. How can we keep them safe? How long will it take to respond to a 911 call? This should be a primary concern of the mayor. The mayor said we have no money to pay these officers, but he hired 4 officers in administrative. One, his first day as mayor. 3 of these positions were unbudgeted. At the same time, he, by his own admission, fired several officers without cause. Then, after having to bring those officers back, he let off several full-time officers, but promoted one to save him. If the mayor didn't fire them, who did? Now we are looking at more layoff, and again, you promote one person, he's not here, but you promote one person to save him. If the mayor didn't fire them, who did? The commission, on several occasions, has voted to overturn the layoffs of police personnel, and the mayor has responded with more layoffs. The commission has voted not to ratify the current chief several times, yet he is still there making command decisions. Not to mention trying to break our contract and putting the city in a lawsuit against the PBA by trying to charge us $250 a month for the use of our police vehicles. Then, again, trying to break the contract and putting the city in a lawsuit against the union, the PBA, by changing our pay scale, reducing our pay almost $3,000 a year. It seems that the mayor has a personal vendetta against the police department. He's trying to destroy the department and the city of Sweetwater. The ones that will be more effective are the citizens of the city of Sweetwater. Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Barkman. And let me add to that, there were not 3 or 4 positions, there were 5 positions that the mayor brought in unbudgeted, and that's against the charter and the code of ordinances of the city of Sweetwater. Y lo quiero explicar también en español porque el comisionado Berguignan y muchos residentes me han llamado y me han dado las gracias por explicar estas cosas. Y lo que estaba explicando el comisionado es que en reiteradas ocasiones se trataron de allanar todas las diferencias de una campaña que fue bien encarnada, y al final del día el alcalde sigue tomando decisiones arbitrarias por su cuenta, sin contar con la comisión. Ha dado los layoffs, ha despedido a las personas, ha sido una forma selectiva, mayormente a las personas que fueron empleadas durante mi administración, y aún personas que fueron empleadas antes de mi administración y que se mostraron colaboradoras y dedicados durante también mi administración, y a los cuales admiro porque fueron traídos por la administración del alcalde Maroño, y yo no tomé ningún tipo de medida o de represalias contra estas personas, aún en contra de muchos consejos de muchas mismas personas que eran parte de las personas que me apoyaban, y yo no evalúo a las personas por quienes son empleados o por quienes se llevan, sino por lo que ellos ejecutan en su lugar de trabajo. Así que en ese aspecto le doy las gracias al comisionado Berguignan por haber explicado eso, y le queremos informar a los residentes que si este alcalde, el alcalde López, hubiera estado tan interesado por los problemas financieros de esta ciudad, no hubiera impactado a nuestra ciudad de una manera ilegal e incorrecta con casi $1 millón de posiciones que no están presupuestadas en la ciudad. y la verdad que los admiramos porque sabemos que han sido despedidos y que han sido dejados fuera del trabajo de una forma selectiva, personas que llevan 10 años, 5 años, 4 años trabajando en la ciudad y sin embargo él ha permanecido con las personas y los compromisos políticos que seguro tiene con estas personas que ha traído, pagándole un salario de una forma incorrecta e ilegal.
Now, Mr. Mayor,
Commissioner Duazo.
Secretary to the Commissioner, Haideh working for you in the city 10 years. Now lay off. 10 years working for my city. Lay off.
Lo que está diciendo el comisionado Duazo, la secretaria de los comisionados, que es una sola secretaria para 7 comisionados. La comisión no tiene un staffing y nosotros queríamos poner un staffing para la comisión y debido a los problemas fiscales que tiene la ciudad decidimos no hacerlo porque sabíamos que iba a impactar ya con los problemas que traía la ciudad y los retos que tenía. Y aún a esta persona la han dejado fuera del trabajo comenzando el 1 de octubre.
10 años.
Mientras que una persona que lleva 10 años sirviendo en la ciudad y otras personas que acaban de llegar que comparten o forman parte del equipo especial del alcalde, pues están trabajando todavía en la ciudad. Muchas gracias, Barkwin. Esperamos que se usen todos los instrumentos legales posibles para que a ninguno de ustedes sean apuntados selectivamente para tomar medidas y represalias contra ustedes. Eso nosotros se los prometemos. Now, Now, we would like to have Christian Boara coming to the podium, please.
Good evening, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Officer Christian Boala. My public address is 500 Southwest 109 Avenue. I'm not actually prepared to actually speak with you, to be honest with you. I didn't really prepare anything. I wasn't part of this layoff, but I was fired back in May. So I came to support them because I know it hurts. And though I wasn't part of this layoff, that doesn't mean I won't be part of tomorrow's layoff. You understand? And I can't call myself a police officer or a brother to any of these people back here if I don't stand here with them. And like they spoke, I'm in, I guess, some degree of fear because I'm safe at the moment. And the easy thing for me could have been with, well, I can't come today because I'm sick or whatever, my kids, but I came, because I understand what this is. I want to thank actually Sergeant St. Germain for what he said. And I thank you for that. It's tough. It's just really tough. And again, just like Officer Masnada said, I'm not a politician. I understand what's going on, I really do. But I want you guys to consider, and I wish the mayor was here. I wish they could take other measures before laying off. I think laying off should be the most drastic approach before getting there. And even though I'm a part-timer, and every day I work here, I strive to become a full-timer because I think that's what every reservist's dream is. They promise the part-time job first, then the full-time job, and they work hard. I work hard. We all work hard. We all have families. We're all putting our lives at risk, and it's really concerning when you come to work worrying about the criminals, the bad guys. Not only them, but now you got to worry about the people that are videotaping you, and you got to worry about the person that you told at a loud music party, lower the music, and the next door neighbor calling that you're causing a mess. And it's always one thing after another, the police officers. But then now on top of that, to add in there the fear and repercussions of being laid off and you're possibly next, it's just, where is our resting point? We come in here to be police officers, but we're forced to take and adapt a political view and a standpoint. It's almost like, either you're on this side or you're in that side. And God forbid, if you're on this side, watch what's going to happen to you. Like I said, there's many approaches to fix the budget, I believe. Just like, because I consider it like a house. If there's money missing, then let's reduce the cable bill. I don't know, before we kick one of our children out.
You know, I for one, as a part-timer, I'm willing to give up my car and a portion of my check to save them, all of them. I say it publicly because I don't mind it, because I know tomorrow in the future things will get better. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, officer. I have a comment, and I hope that many of you have realized that in many instances, I see you and I just wave my hand because I am afraid that the administration takes revenge or takes vindictive measures against you just for the fact that you and I had established just a working, peaceful, and admirable relationship. And before, there were expressions of fraternity and respect and collaboration. And sometimes I limit, and there are still some officers that they are, I would say, brave enough that they don't care. I say, no, Commissioner, I don't care what they think. I come, you are a great guy, or you are a bad guy, or I like you, or I don't like. But they come to me and they hug me, and some of you still kiss me, and I appreciate that. But if you see that I sometimes stay away from those expressions of friendship and love, it's not because I have changed. I just don't want you to be targeted, okay? Let me clear you that. James Richter, officer.
Commissioners, ma'am, ladies and gentlemen, Officer Jamie Richter. My address is 500 Southwest 109 Avenue. And I'm a full-time officer with the police department.
Excuse me, Richter, before you continue, who brought you here?
Chief Fulguera,
Under
under Manny Maroney
Manny
administration.
Maronio's administration.
And I'm very proud of that man.
And sometime I was told, this is Fulguera's guy or Manny's guy. And I said, I don't care. I'm going to see how he performs. And you did it, and you did it with pride, and you did it with dedication. I'm motivated to protect the residents of this city. And you're still there. And you went to sergeant, and you went to lieutenant. And you did a great job, and I respect you for that.
And I appreciate that, sir. Yes, I was a sergeant, and yes, I was a corporal, and yes, I was a lieutenant. We were demoted and self-demoted ourselves because there was a rumor in the street that all the administration was gonna go get fired for the current administration to be able to bring in people. And that's the main reason why I self-demoted myself, so everybody else. But the reason why I'm standing over here is to support my brothers out there. I know probably, like Officer Chris Boa says, I'm probably sort of safe because I'm a full-timer, and I've been a full-timer for the past 5 years. And yes, I was a supervisor, and many of those guys that used to work for me and with me. And for that reason, I'm here to support them and to let everybody know that, they're working nowadays in fear to lose their jobs. They're coming to work in fear that tomorrow they won't have any money to feed their families, to pay their rents, to pay for the cars, and to support their kids. And having your brother next to you feeling that way, it doesn't make you feel any better. The morale of the department is on the floor. Whether they like it or not, this is the truth, and nobody wants to work because everybody's afraid of getting written up or getting reprimanded, or for anybody like me that express itself, for people to find an excuse to just damage your career. However, I'm proud of all my guys, I'm proud of the police department, and I'm here to support them 100% because they don't deserve this. We came over here, I want to remind everybody, most of us, almost all of us, we come over here as a reserves, which means to say we used to work 16 hours a week minimum for free, just because we love the job. We work hard to become part-timers, that's what they are. Working only 29 hours a week, and that's how they're supporting their families. Wishing to become a full-timers, like I am, to have an stability, to have an insurance, to have a future, to have a retirement, which they don't have. And after all of that, now you're gonna lay them off, kick them off the street, and let them know that they don't care about their families and their kids or their jobs. I personally don't appreciate that. I'm here to ask you guys for mercy, to ask you for your, begging you for your help, because obviously we have a serious problem. Besides all of that, it's a officer safety issue on the streets. Okay, we don't have enough personnel working on the road. There is Fridays and Saturday come to work from 10 to 11. I'm by myself. 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm by myself. Plus my sergeant. That's it. Again, it's not their fault. Part-timers work only 29 hours a week, so they gotta fix their hours in between the week. But they are not there from the beginning to the end. And that's an officer safety issue that we're having. Just please, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your understanding. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to express ourselves. I'm pretty sure retaliation is coming after this. I'm a police officer, I'm not worried. I'm ready for it. It is what it is. But I gotta stand my grounds. And one more thing, I'm very proud of Sergeant Germain. I appreciate what he did tonight for us. The man has been over here 21 years. I personally learned many things from him. Many of us will learn a lot of things from him. And I'm very proud to see him coming over here in front of everybody, standing up for us. Not only for us, for all of them. That's all I gotta say. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rick. Is anyone else? Public meeting is still open. Public meeting is closed. Commissioner Yanio has the floor.
Okay, this goes to all of you. I promise you that all of you have my support as long as I be a commissioner of the city of Stillwater. I'm going to do everything that is in my power to help each and every one of you.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, so we move to item 5, ratification of the mayor's appointee for police chief, public works directors, and parks and recreation director.
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner?
I want to, if maybe the city attorney can help me to draft a little bit of the motion, because it might be complicated. I would like to go ahead and accept the mayor's appointment for Ricardo Mendez. I think that working with him the last couple of times that we've gone through the budgets, I realize, that I'm okay with, ratifying him at this time, even though we had said in September. I mean, at the end of September. How could I draft a motion that'll be?
Well, you could, the motion you just made, we'll go ahead and supersede the previous one, which was to just go ahead and defer ratification. If you wish to go ahead and make that ratification tonight, unless it is, the 4-day rule will be applicable. But if it's not invoked, then the commission may go ahead and, since the item itself is the ratification of mayor's appointees for department heads, you may make that motion and the commission may act on it.
Okay, that's the motion I'd like to make.
Move.
Sec.
Okay, there is a motion by Commissioner Bergignan, and there is a second by Commissioner Maronio, I think, and by Commissioner Duaso to ratify Mr. Mendez as the finance director
For the year of,
until the term
4 years.
for 4 years.
no sé.
Roll call, Madam Clerk? Or we
Withdraw his
just,
second.
yeah, it was second by Commissioner Maronio and Duaso.
No.
No, Duato, I think withdrew.
Oh, no, Duaso, no.
Okay. Did you want a roll call?
Yes, please.
Commissioner Maronio?
Yes?
Commissioner Suarez?
Yes?
Commissioner Duaso?
No.
Commissioner Bergignan?
Yes.
Commissioner Barreto? May I pass? Commissioner Yanya?
It's rough. Just give me a few seconds. Okay, yes.
Commissioner Barreto?
Yes.
President Diaz?
Can I pass? No.
Unfortunately.
Yes, congratulations, Ricardo. You have gone through rough seas. So congratulations. Ricardo Mendez is being ratified. So we have Ricardo Mendez. We don't have any other names
I have not been given any paperwork for anybody else.
submitted by the mayor for any other director. We continue the same.
Through the chair,
Go ahead, Commissioner Suarez.
there is a position here to be ratified, which is Director of Parks and Recreation, but I was looking at the budget, and the budget has no money for that position.
Yeah, I don't have one, you're right.
So
Well, but
it's unbudgeted as we
And
speak.
so,
for the next budget,
Yeah.
and it's still budgeted for the. It was approved on the budget revision.
What was the name?
It was not budgeted. Parks and Recreation. The mayor stated last meeting that he thinks that it's not.
That he was gonna do it.
It's not budgeted for the 15-16
Right.
fiscal year.
Right. He's gonna have to budget.
So this one. Now, Mr. Attorney, it is a must that we must have a Parks and Recreation Department according to the city charter.
In the city charter, that particular position is listed as one of several department heads. Again, if the commission does not provide any funding for that, you don't need to have. You may have the position, but if it's not, it could be an unfunded position. My recollection from the last meeting is that the mayor wanted for this particular budget to have. I believe our current staffer there just basically be acting as assistant director, running things in the park in lieu of the actual director. I think that's what he was trying to relate to the commission, if I recall. If this commission wishes to go ahead and fund the position, this commission may do so.
Through the chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
But to fund that position, it's going to unbalance the budget as it is.
As it is, you have to provide a balanced budget. So, if you recall my comments from the last meeting is, if you want to add anything to this budget, you will have to take something away from other line items to keep it balanced, in the same amount to keep it balanced.
Ricardo,
Good evening, Mr. President.
if I can call you Ricardo, please.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. President, Commissioners. For the time being, if I recall correctly, what the mayor was trying to do is consolidate the services, at least for the next quarter, until we improve our cash flow situation. So I respectfully
Yes.
ask that if you want to add a parks director, that we can address it through a budget revision, which would be probably the most prudent thing to do at this point.
In my particular case, I think that if that position can be omitted right now from the next fiscal year, or at least for the next quarter, it is probably a good measure at this point.
Then the commission could leave that position unfunded for the time being.
Exactly.
It is unfunded.
It is unfunded.
It is
Through
unfunded.
the chair.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I also agree that as an emergency measure, we could leave that position open as it is, and maybe
But
find
unfunded.
ways to the deputy director, maybe we take care of the situation, or consolidate one director into those two positions, at least for next year, to save the budget.
may I, President,
Go ahead, Commissioner Duazo.
Mr. Quadra, what is position the commissioner? Have power or not have power?
Relative to which position, Commissioner Duazo?
I have I passed a resolution and mayor said, no, I don't care, no. We'll veto and pass again. I said, no.
If you're referring to the motions that were previously made, the resolutions that the mayor vetoed, that this commission voted to override those vetoes. You're also dealing basically with another issue. Is you dealt with the funding of certain positions in the budget amendment 1 that was considered previously. I believe that has been vetoed. So what's pending now is for that veto to be before this commission. I believe that's happening Monday, to override.
Excuse me, does that have to be on a regular commission meeting, or could be on the next meeting?
Right now, I believe, Madam Clerk, correct me if I'm wrong, that it is to be scheduled for Monday's meeting. If this commission would like to take that item sooner, as long as he has the appropriate notice, this commission may do that.
So we can have a special meeting before Monday?
The 28th? No, the
No,
5th.
28th for the budget.
It's scheduled, right now it's tentatively scheduled for the 28th.
All right. Okay, we'll consider that. Okay, no more comments, commissioners?
Yes, I have one, please.
Go ahead, Commissioner Yanni.
Okay, we're gonna go for the record. Stated again that today we were supposed to ratify a chief of police, but for some reason, the mayor's not here and it's not happening.
To the chair?
Yes, and
There's
Public
also-
Works as well.
There was originally, I think the mayor was okay with Alan Ambolia doing both jobs originally in maintenance.
Well,
and-
when
but
I
he
was
hasn't
when I
given
was
me-
sitting in that chair, I don't think that he ever expresses that wish, but
He's in the budget, I can handle it.
Right, the budget,
He's not
right.
replaced Alan's name in.
Right.
Yeah, but he's referred to another person last meeting, remember?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not being
So-
ratified. His name hasn't brought in.
he hasn't brought in the
Yeah,
names.
that's-
He didn't bring Public Works, neither Parks and Recreations. So Parks and Recreation is not budgeted.
Not
We are okay with that. According to the city attorney, we can just leave that position unfunded
Correct.
until financial situations changes. But we don't have the police chief either. So police chief, still, the mayor keeps on violating the charter and the city code of ordinances, and by not bringing new directors. And he stated the other day that he's not bringing anyone because we are not gonna ratify. If he brings a person that is
Qualified.
qualified for the position, and that in my particular case, I believe that he's gonna do a good job for the city and work with devotion and professionalism, I have no problem whatsoever. Okay, we go to the next item 6, settlement with the PBA on grievance regarding health insurance. Mr. Attorney?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Commissioners, I believe you have in front of you the resolution that includes as an attachment the settlement reached with the Police Benevolent Association in relation to the grievance that they filed for last year's choice for health plan. According to the collective bargaining agreement, any change of benefits or even providers or plans need to be brought before both collective bargaining units for their approval. My understanding is at that time that was not done. A selection was made. I believe that item was vetoed for those very reasons. The veto was overridden, and a new health plan was chosen without the approval from the relevant unions. The grievance came later, and the settlement, in a nutshell, what it provides is that it would the Police Benevolent Association will be included in all the discussions leading to choosing a new plan with relevant benefits, and that has been complied with. As a matter of fact, even the PBA made even a request of a certain structure of the plans that were being considered, and this commission already approved those. Approved the plan that the PBA was okay with. We already also got the approval from the civilian union. In essence, the only other salient point in this settlement is the following. If, because of the previous change, if any officer experienced any out-of-pocket expenses that, but for the change, in other words, if he had what he had with that, what he would have experienced with admin as far as out-of-pocket expenses, any increase that occurs simply because of the change to United Health, as long as they are properly documented, those officers can come in, show that the extra amount of out-of-pocket expenses, and the city would in turn go ahead and reimburse for those verified excess out-of-pocket expenses. That is the only item. I want to tell you that there were many instances where some members of both bargaining units actually experienced some savings. So each and every person was affected differently. Some may have some additional out-of-pocket expenses that occurred because of the change to United, but we did not expect that will be a large number of people, or even that it will be a large amount. However, that was the nature of the settlement, and it's before you now for approval, and that will basically take care of the grievance from the PBA.
All right, thank you, Mr. Attorney. I encourage my colleagues, dear commissioners, to approve this, since the city is going to be relieved from probably a probable suit, because we formally violated that rule, even when we were
To the chair.
on the mayor's chair, directing the commission not to vote for that particular contract. But here we are to fix it, and I think that we should all analyze the pros and cons and decide it on a wisely manner. Commissioner?
I just wanted to reiterate again that the mayor has told me repeatedly that the PBA doesn't want to negotiate. We've directed him to negotiate for other issues, to no avail at this point. And this goes to prove that the PBA is willing to negotiate, forgive, move on. And if you made the motion, then I'll second it.
I move to approve the settlement with the PBA on the grievances regarding the healthcare insurance from the previous year. I mean, yes, for the almost ending fiscal year 14-15. Do I have a second?
Second.
There is a motion by Commissioner President Diaz and second by Commissioner Breguignan, Janio, and Duaso. All in favor say aye. Aye. Item 6 passed unanimously, so the settlement with the PBA is cured, and we really appreciate your collaboration, sir. We're more than happy that we are able to a common understanding and to benefit not only the officers but as well the city of Sweetwater. Thank you to the PBA. Item 7.
If I may, Mr. President, I am still working with the PBA on finalizing the settlement documents for the $556,000 plus for pending pension monies going back to 2012. We have an agreement in principle. We're just finalizing the documentation, so at this point it's not completed. I would ask if this commission would entertain a motion to defer to next Monday's meeting so we can finalize the paperwork and have it for this commission.
I move to defer item 7 for the next commission meeting.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Maronio and Commissioner Vice President Bergignan. All in favor say aye. Aye. Item 7 is deferred for the next commission meeting. And this is another proof that we can sit down and follow the proper protocol with the PBA, and there is a common understanding on try to amend those situations in which either the city or the police officers can be a risk or at least can be affected. Y lo quiero decir en español también. Históricamente se dice que no se puede negociar con las uniones, que no se puede creer en las uniones, que no se puede hacer nada. Las uniones defienden el mejor interés de sus miembros. Y la administración tiene que velar por el buen funcionamiento de la ciudad, que todos los departamentos operen de una manera segura y eficiente, pero al mismo tiempo tiene que también ofrecerle seguridad a los miembros de las uniones. Y habíamos orientado al alcalde y al city attorney, al abogado de la ciudad, en que hablasen con el PBA a los efectos de ver cómo se curaba esta situación de la deuda acumulada que hay de $566,000, $500,000, y se llegó al acuerdo y el PBA acordó perdonarnos este tiempo y darnos tiempo que lo pudiésemos pagar en los últimos 2 años del contrato. Así que esperamos y estamos agradecidos de que se haya llegado a este entendimiento para que la ciudad pueda seguir adelante sin ser afectada de una manera detrimente en estos momentos. Gracias. We move to item number 9, consideration of changes to fiscal year 2015 and 2016 city budget. And I want to ask you, Mr. Attorney, can we extend this meeting to another meeting? There are certain portions of the city budget that I would like to go over because I think that we can streamline certain areas, and I know that we have all a busy schedule and agenda, but there is any way that we can, before we adjourn, to leave open this meeting and continue the meeting on Wednesday, if that's possible?
You may do that. You may basically just recess this meeting and reconvene at a time and date that you see convenient and continue this meeting. The only caveat that would provide you is to remind you that and I know you know this, that the commission is in a time crunch relative to presenting and adopting the final budget. So to take that into consideration as you continue your work with the
That's
budget.
because I would prefer to do it Wednesday night, if you don't mind. I would like to, I don't know if that could accommodate all of you commissioners. El miércoles at 7. No puedo.
No, 7, no, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Are we going to do some changes to the amendments and then continue on Wednesday? Or we're going to leave everything?
No. I want to take some, I want to apply some changes.
Some changes and then continue
And
on
then Wednesday, we will,
Resume the.
I think, give a final approval of the latest Monday, so the finance director and the staff could be able to finalize the budget, because we don't have too many days. We have 1 week only.
What is your reason that we cannot do it tonight?
Well, if you all have you all go over
Yeah, I went over.
item by item, and
I would like to go page by page.
but you did it.
Continue on Wednesday.
You know?
Yes.
What?
My advice is, I haven't been, I want to go, I have reviewed it, but I think that there are certain areas that I want to,
There's a couple things in the budget. I would like to do it tonight.
Oh, yes.
well, yeah, you can do it. You can do
If
it.
we-
But I wouldn't like to close the meeting and then
Yeah.
finalize it Wednesday night.
Is Mr.
Commissioner.
Mendez going to have the
You
numbers?
know, I could put out like 4 or 5 more days and.
I wanted to
Exactly.
do it as soon as possible
Right.
because
Yes.
I'm not agree with this
Tú puedes
budget
venir
at
el
all.
miércoles.
If I may, Commissioner, Mr. Bergignan came by the office and we spent a great deal of time there with the finance team. I encourage you to do the same thing tomorrow morning. We can go line by line.
Why if we
If you want to do it right now, let's do it right
I
now.
want to do it now.
Okay, that's not a
If
problem.
I go to your office and I said I'm not agree with this line item,
Mhm.
you didn't do anything.
Sure.
So I want action, action tonight.
So,
Through the chair.
I know you cannot do it, but in here, we can. That's my point, and we don't have too many days left.
one quick question, Bob. How are we doing in regards to the train calendar? Can we afford the time extension until Wednesday? Because that's important.
Yeah, we have until the 28th or 29th.
Through the chair.
Yes.
I think there's a miscommunication here.
Yes.
I think what Mayor Diaz is saying is that we're gonna do it now.
Yes.
Okay, but let's say, for example, there are things that he wants to finish reviewing or we want to review. If we don't extend the meeting, what
Then
happens
we
is
don't have
it
a
all
chance
starts
to do
over
it.
again, and we have to wait 4 or 5 days for the agendas to go out, to the thing to go out, and we're going to be behind, not allowing him to have time to change anything. So if we start today, do what we can. We finish on
Wednesday.
Wednesday night. It gives him Tuesday to go fix at least the major part, which is going to be today, and then.
Exactly. Yes.
But we don't have to start.
Yeah,
all
yes,
over.
we can do that, Commissioner Barreto.
Okay.
But we would like to have an agreement, no, that we can meet Wednesday and then finalize all the details and approve the budget for 15-16,
Okay.
and that'll give them time. Because I'm sure, Commissioner, that probably from today to Wednesday, you're gonna find some other areas that you might be able to.
Mr. President, if I may, what you are doing now and what you would do Wednesday, if you extend this meeting to Wednesday, is simply providing administration the area where you want to see changes for adoption at the final budget hearing when you
Absolutely.
have the final adoption of the budget.
That's precisely what
So
we
you
want.
wouldn't
Thank
be
you.
approving the final budget on Wednesday. You're simply providing those areas where you want to see changes in the
Suggestions
budget
and.
for adoption at the final budget meeting.
When is the final budget meeting? Monday?
28.
The 28th. Okay.
May I just have a quick question. The changes that we're going to go over and agree to it, are you gonna be able to have it ready for Wednesday so we can do the final cleanup?
We'll give it our try. Let's see what those changes are.
Okay.
Remember that at the end of the day, we gotta have a balanced budget.
No,
Yes.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
but
you know.
if you have those changes to
we can
move
do it.
on. Yeah, but.
Okay, the problem, I don't know if I'm mistaken, but what you want to say or what you mean, Commissioner Yanio, is if we make some changes tonight, are they gonna be already showing on Wednesday? I don't think so. Is that possible?
We'll do our best to
In 2
revise
days?
this document, but again.
No, that would be great because at least we know the numbers.
How
that
much
Yeah.
we
come
could
up. We
bring
can
down
keep
the
up-
numbers.
Exactly. That would be
All right.
great. I mean, I don't know if it could be done, but it could be.
We will do our very best, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, so Commissioner,
If you would like. When I sat down with him, I wrote out a list. I'm not gonna provide you with this list because there's been amendments made here and there by pencil, and I don't wanna make a mess of that. So I'd like to go by item that I have. Okay, if you go to legislative. Let me see what page, because I didn't put the page on this one.
Page number.
Look,
Right here.
page 7, right?
Let me see what number it is. Yes, page 7.
If you want, I think we make changes to it. That's what I'm saying.
And then, actually, it's page 8.
Yes, it's 8.
Okay, on page 8, line item 35. which is, well, we wrote it out here.
Hey.
It's 511
To put
220.
511, position 511-220-001, to reinstate that, to fund that position, including, I'll have to read out the number so you can have it on record. That's the position, and it takes different numbers, account numbers, I guess they have here, which is 512-012, 512-017, 513-021, 514-022.
Excuse me, Commissioner, you are still on page 8?
Yes, what this basically is putting that person back in their position, but all those
But
account
that's
numbers,
511-220-001?
that's the position.
Okay.
Sí, ID.
But each one of these has an account, like salary, health, life, pension.
Each one has a line.
Right. At least those are the numbers they gave me here on this list.
But they are
Okay,
not-
so to add those with the,
Along with all the,
with
that whole
the
item,
benefits,
which will,
including the benefits.
which will be the same total as that person had before,
Absolutely.
that position had before.
Second.
Okay. So the second one is gonna be to go to legislative,
What page?
wait 1 second. Page 7. Page 7, line item 13. No, they changed it here.
13.
Health insurance?
No,
I think,
that's wrong.
I think you meant line item 21, sir.
Expense account?
No, it's changed on this one.
Do you have the 15, 16?
15, 16. Wow. Page 7. Let me see the number of the account, because I have it here. 049. Okay, it's line item 21, I'm sorry.
21 expense.
Okay.
That's expense account.
Right, it's 522-049. And I would like to fund it again, completely.
You mean leave it as is?
522-049.
No, to put back the 75, it should be 110-680.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then you go to.
Okay, Commissioner, I'm sorry, but that is a 110 there. So you want to leave it where? Because I see a 110 and a 35.
Right, I'm putting it back to 110.
Okay.
He's eliminating the 35 and keeping the adopted one.
Okay, and
Okay.
then you go to.
So it remains the same,
Yes,
110.
sir. 547. Line item 31.
547653.
That's this page 7?
Yes.
Yes.
Line item 31, and it's account number 547653 to put back to 21,000.
What number? 31. Go.
Put that back the way it was at 21,000. Okay. Then if you go to executive,
Are we going to vote item by item or at the end? How do we do it?
I think
If
we can
anybody
vote
disagrees-
item by item
No,
on
no,
all of the
100%
changes.
agree.
All the changes at the same time?
If my suggestion to the commission is the following. You are basically right now suggesting some amendments, not amendments, but suggesting some changes.
Adjustments.
So you can have your final budget look this way, with the changes that you're providing. If you, because right now, this is your opportunity to publicly say, I would like to change this item for this reason, and if your colleagues agree, that change can go in. If it doesn't, you can compromise, you can have it be whatever you want. But this is the point where you discuss the changes, and if collectively you want them in, is your cue to administration so they can go ahead and effectuate those changes and present them to you in your adoption of the final budget. So if you wish to go ahead,
Not
and
to
take-
vote tonight on this.
you
No, I would like to vote. Why
I
don't,
would
can
like
we
to
do
vote.
this?
you,
Yes.
to see if there is agreement on the
Yes.
proposed changes.
Okay, on the
Yes.
You can
proposed
do
changes,
that.
on the
You can do
proposed
that.
changes, okay.
Yes, you can do basically straw ballots and see if
Absolutely.
everybody's there.
Can,
Go ahead.
can I try this, at least with mine, because I think everybody's gonna like the ones I have. I don't have a problem. If somebody doesn't like one of the ones that I have, then just say so at that moment.
And
If
you
not,
and you can remove it from your list of changes.
right, and then
So
I
you
can,
vote.
right, and then that way I can make a motion to approve all the ones that I mentioned, except for item X that somebody doesn't like, or we came to an agreement. So far, everybody's in agreement, I believe. Okay, if we go to
Let me see. Which one is the,
page 9 now.
no, we are, the
We're
31.
on page
No,
9.
that was over here,
We finished with the 21,000.
I'm sorry, Commissioner.
right here. On it, that back.
On that particular one,
Which one are you talking about, please?
on line 31, item 547653,
And what page?
page 7.
Commissioner's
I-
office.
Yes.
I recall that Commissioner Berguignan
Right.
requested to leave it as is. So that meant reinstating the
That
21.
was your recommendation,
If you'd like
Ricardo?
to go lower, it's fine with me.
I didn't recommend one way or
No,
another.
he just took down the,
I always recommend for savings now, cost reduction and containment, because we really need to do that.
To be honest, and I understand the importance of this item because we can mitigate a lot of needs to our residents and really, I think that those monies are being used very, very, in a very honest and transparent manner. But since we are cutting, I was thinking to leave it at 14,000.
I believe
Okay.
I don't know
went
if the
through-
commissioners,
I can see that.
because if we are cutting everywhere, we're gonna have to,
If we have funds available later during the year.
Exactly, we can
Right, We
always-
don't use it all right away anyway.
Item 21, we can do something like that.
At this point, what I'm asking you is I had an opportunity to show some or most of you on the board
Yes.
what our cash flow situation is, our financial accounts,
And we have-
payables, receivables. So whatever you can
we
do
have
to
to tap
reduce,
in, even in the small
There you
things,
go.
it's gonna add to
use a
savings.
sort of a segregated approach to savings. You know, you
All right.
tap a little bit in here, a
Okay.
little bit in there,
So if
and
we
at
can
the
make-
end.
So,
If I can amend
commissioners,
31,
Okay.
go ahead.
if I can amend 31 to be 14,000 instead of 21,000,
Thank you, commissioners.
that's 7,000, that's good.
What about the item 21? Can we do something?
No, at this point, I like to leave that alone. It's, that's something we can work on maybe with the next budget. We still have time, we still have time.
We have other meetings.
Okay,
Commissioner.
and then if we go to executive, page 9. Line item 24. We're gonna put that at 0.
Executive, line item 24.
Yes. It's account number 522.050.
Five two two 050. You wanted to bring it to 0?
Yes. And then line item 33, which is account number 544.646. take it to 500. Because that's a new vehicle. It's not gonna need repair. And then number 38, line
544-646, sorry.
500.
What
Okay.
line?
Line 38, which is account 548.840. To leave that one at 1,000. And then if you go to administration on page 11,
Page 11.
let me see here because I got different. Line item 30. Which is account number 525.101, which is emergency. Leave that at 4,000. The reason is because we usually, when there is an
Get the
emergency,
FEMA.
we get the FEMA money. Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Leave
I had that
4,000
one too, yeah.
for anything that's not covered by FEMA. And then line item 31, which is 534.141.
Yeah, I don't know why so much money in there.
What number?
31.
31. Oh, double.
See, to leave that one at 44.70 like last year.
How much?
44.70,
Same as last year.
same as last year. And then you go to line item 35. I want to take that one to 50,000.
What page?
11.
Same one, 11.
11.
What number?
Number 35,
35.
Five. Bring it to how much?
50,000.
You say 50?
50,000.
I have in that page two items. I don't know if you wanted to go over now or, Mr. President?
Go
Let
ahead.
him finish and then we go one by one. Maybe we coincide. I have coincide with two items that he just mentioned, but
I
I have other ones.
One.
Tengo dos items.
ahí mismo.
Sí, I
Okay,
have
go
two
ahead.
items, and I got a question, but I don't know what it is. In the same page, the 25,
Page 11?
yes, it says miscellaneous membership. They increased to 9,000. I don't know what is that. And I would like to maintain less
Yeah.
than 9,000. I don't know why. What is that, Mr. Mendes?
Well, this is a different memberships.
Okay, I
that
think it's
we-
too much money.
The Florida,
Florida League City and Daily City.
all that stuff put
Okay, I
together.
would like to
And
maintain the
if-
6,600 instead to increase.
If I can. The only thing is that, the legal cities, we have to maintain those memberships.
Yes, sir.
So I think
They increase
the
the
prudent thing
membership.
to do is the
Bonds,
ones
yes.
that we need to have
These
have
are
those.
the very basic,
Right.
very bare bonds.
So they increase the amount of money?
Yes, and there are several city memberships, such as the Florida legal cities that are included in here.
Memberships, yeah, because this one is only for an expense.
Like almost a-
Okay, how about
I had the
this?
same question.
That's covering just the membership. It's nothing that it's just basic,
It's
Commissioner.
just basic, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
In the same page, I have 43 miscellaneous expenses,
Oh.
18,000. What is that?
Yeah,
How
never
many-
saw in my life.
Mr. President, have many miscellaneous expenses. Oh,
18,000.
Like,
19,000.
To how much,
They
Commissioner?
increased to 18,893.
Yes. How much you propose?
I said maybe 8.
What is for?
Yeah, we have to find out what it is.
Commissioner, when we were drafting this budget, okay, we brought you pretty much the very essentials, okay? In this line item, okay, there may be a category that is directly related to vital and necessary services. Would I have an opportunity until Wednesday to give you a list of everything that is included in here before you cut it?
Yeah, but I would like to have next time, when you put something like
Yes.
that in the budget, to be more explicit.
Yes. Okay.
Because it's
that's-
miscellaneous expense.
I understand.
You know.
It's too ample, it's vague.
I-
I mean, I understand,
I
it's,
hear you.
sometimes it's impossible that, to make an extra.
No, I'll bring a chart of accounts next time, and I'll give you exactly what it
Okay.
is. But,
Okay.
Yeah, the screen-
before we cut it for good, I just want to make sure to give you the exact categories and what it is included in there to the last cent.
Because the last time, I wanna make some changes here,
Mhm.
there's no action in the change. When I have the same information, it's still there. This is one of the items that, to me, is too much money.
Okay, that's a very good point. I will follow up first thing in the morning. I'll give you a call, and we'll be prepared with all of the specifics.
So you could put in parentheses, at least.
No,
something.
I
He
hear
give you the description of the item, because sometimes, I understand that sometimes it's,
I have
Okay.
a question to
go ahead, Commissioner.
page number 4. 471. Why-
Where, what page?
Cámara, page number 71.
Mira, porque,
Hold on,
can we just finish
Yeah.
mine?
No,
I'm
no,
not trying
no,
to be
page 4,
greedy,
page 4.
but it's gonna throw me away. ¿Puedo terminar en mío? Entonces cada uno va.
Sí, por eso,
Perdón.
yo creo que es mejor así, la verdad.
Thank you. Because if not, I'm gonna-
Después usted y yo pongo los míos.
Sí, yo tengo pregunta para él nada más.
Okay. Page 12.
You're saying, right? 11?
On administration, yeah.
Okay.
Page 12 is, let me make sure I got the right number.
The last time that you were at line item 35, the contingency refer.
Went to 50.
It went to 50.
Okay. Then if you go to line item 61 on page 12,
51.
Yes.
say you 61.
Vehicles. It's a big increase.
Oh, mamma mia.
Okay, that's gonna go to 1750.
17?
1,750.
Which one is that one? 61
61.
to 1750?
I'll explain that one in a minute. When we get done, I'll explain why. Okay, what else do I have here? Number 64, which is account number 546.652, supplies gasoline,
Oh, yes.
to leave it at $798.
Say 900.
12, no?
How much you
Page
say,
It's $798. $798.
Okay, that's supplies and gas?
Gasoline
700?
and 98.
Wow.
Okay, and
Page
then
number 12.
¿Cómo?
Yeah.
You say page number 12.
Yeah.
Sí,
You see 74.
that's the one I just circled right now.
74.
Yes.
6-4. Oh, now
No, we did 64.
Line
No,
64,
This is another one.
Right,
Oh,
now I'm
another
gonna do
one.
74,
Okay.
74.
and it's gonna stay at 1,800.
One
1,000?
thousand eight hundred?
1,800.
Travel expenses.
We saved 7,000 there. Okay. Now we go to law enforcement.
14.
A ver qué va ahí.
Si usted tiene otra
No, no.
marcada, ahí mismo, después la marca para
No, yo no estoy ahí.
repasarlo.
Okay.
Yo dos preguntas al director.
What happened here is what we talked about before. There's no line item for chief of police. So what we've done is we've made a line item for chief of police.
What page is that, Commissioner?
The chief of police item is a new one.
36.
I don't think it's on in the well, yeah, but it's not here right now. On this, it's going to be talking about page 36.
But you had a few.
36
Right.
or 30?
Page 36.
Page 36. Let me finish what I'm gonna say, and then you'll get it. There's no line item for chief of police, so we're gonna put a new line item, chief of police, and it's gonna be the same amount as the deputy chief gets right now. It's gonna go down by $5,000 something. Okay. So that's gonna be a line item that's gonna increase the budget by, you gotta let me finish though, because you'll get it after I get done.
Go ahead, Commissioner, you
By
have the floor.
$115,584. And that includes the employee total,
Total with benefits, right?
with the benefits, everything.
115,
That's the total. That's exactly what the deputy chief is getting now.
115,000?
Yes. $115,584.
So you have to give a line item to
Yes, he's gonna.
number to that
Right.
one.
Okay, but now we're gonna.
Excuse me 1 second, Commissioner. That's under any item number, no position number, but item number, page 36.
We don't have anything yet.
No,
You're
we don't
gonna-
have it.
We're
We don't
gonna
have it.
add-
Okay,
we're
good.
gonna
good
add a
enough.
line item.
Good enough.
With the
Okay.
title and.
Okay, so now we're gonna unfund the deputy chief position.
What is that?
Okay, which is gonna be
Line 20.
line 20. And it's gonna be position number 521-410-001. We're gonna unfund the deputy chief position. And that's gonna save us $115,000.
Mhm. That's
Then-
521,
No,
521.
Yes, sir.
you are going to just use that amount that you are on funding on line 20, you're going to use it to fund the.
It could
Chief
be.
of police.
Yeah, so it's even, it
Yes.
evens out.
Yes.
We're not saving.
No,
we're
I
spending
said,
more.
when I said first, the chief is gonna cost us 115, and now
He leveled it out.
the deputy
He
chief,
leveled
I
it out.
leveled it out.
Balance
Right,
up to
right.
0, yes.
Right.
Those two.
And then what happens is, he's acting chief for now, and then when the new chief comes in, then that position is unfunded.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then, position, let me get the number of the line item here.
It's 521-410-001. Line 20, the deputy chief, right, Commissioner?
Yes, that one, we
Yes.
unfunded that one. And then, I'm trying to find the position, of the other one, because I didn't write the number.
Police chief? No, we don't
I
have it.
believe it's line item.
Oh, there's a typo, that's why. In the paper that you gave me, Mr. Mendez, there's a,
In my hand notes, when I sat down with you.
oh, no, it's I read it backwards, it's 401. Okay, let me just find the name. Okay.
Can we assign that, the same unfunded one, to the police chief?
Yes.
So you don't have to,
Okay.
the same line item?
No,
Commissioner?
No.
He's using that line item until we get a new police chief,
No,
and then he's done.
No, I understand, but you say to unfund this line item and transfer it to the chief of
No,
police.
no. We're making a new chief of police item.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's a new line item. This one is unfunded, but since the mayor has
That
him as
remains
acting
open?
chief, he's using that line item until we get a new chief.
Okay.
Okay, then we go to line, on page 36, line 16, the police major line item, position number 521-401,
What number is that line?
16.
16?
These are all the people that were unbudgeted from last year,
Yes.
Exactly.
positions that were unbudgeted. Okay, so the number of the position is 521-401-001,
Right.
and we're unfunding that. And that's gonna save us $89,483. Then you go to, let me see which one, because it's different. Number 31.
we are deleting those, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not funded.
We're not funding.
Okay, and that's Assistant Chief, and the position number is 521-410-002.
Right.
And Mr. Mendez, just the typo there, it's assistant instead of assistance. Assistant Chief.
Thank you.
Okay. And then we go to page 37. Line number 57. Another Assistant Chief.
Line,
Position 57.
57, line 37.
No, 57.
No, line 37.
Oh, page 37.
I'm sorry,
See.
yeah.
Number 57, and it's position 521-410-003 is gonna be unfunded, and that's gonna save us $102,842. So, are you using the same sheet that you gave me? So I'm down okay. I'm down now to
I'm
uniform
using
allowance?
both my handwritten notes
Okay.
from our meeting and the spreadsheet the you asked that we create.
Okay,
Okay.
so
And so
now,
far we've been consistent.
okay. If we go down to, I guess it will be the next page. No, it has to be police
47.
also. I have to go backwards now to,
Page 34 says uniforms.
law enforcement, here we go.
37?
37,
37.
37.
yes. Which is, account number 539.949,
What line item, please?
Wait a minute.
37 on page 33.
Oh, okay. 37.
Yes.
What line item?
Miscellaneous again?
37,
37.
Miscellaneous expenses.
We have miscellaneous.
account
already.
number 539.949 miscellaneous expenses. Take it down to 3352. 3,352. We say $10,000.
How much, Commissioner? You proposing?
3,352.
10,000 out.
Are those $2 so effective in your
Wow.
calculations?
Well, I was,
You're making percentages
I don't know
there.
how to get some of these
You're
numbers,
working on
to be
percentages.
honest.
That's good. That's good.
Okay. You go to page 34. Repair and maintenance of vehicles. We're gonna try to be getting a new fleet that's paid by,
Page
34, you say?
30.
page 34,
Yeah.
line item 54. And we're gonna leave that one at $77,000. We're gonna, well, I'll just round it out, Mr. Mendez.
What line
Yeah, it was
item
a
is
little-
that?
You're $5 off, so.
954?
What is the number?
Mr. Suarez is gonna,
54.
What page? 34.
page 34, line item 54,
77,000.
That's
account
544.
544.646.
Right.
We're gonna leave it at 77,000. We're gonna save $50,000.
77,000 instead of, okay, 77,000.
Right.
Why say 54?
Yes, sir.
And you recommend?
77,000. We save $50,000.
77,000.
Okay, then we go to, line item 60, which is account 546.652, gasoline. We take it down to 208,939, and that saves us $30,000.
How much is the monies adjusted?
It's gonna be 208,939. And that's something we can even take more off, but we'll see.
What page?
Yeah. I
What
think so.
number?
60.
60.
Page 34, item
Yeah.
6.
Okay.
These items such as gas are again
What
related to
recommend?
vital and necessary service. You can always address it,
208.
adjust it through a
Okay.
budget revision.
939.
So I ask you to be cautious.
Right.
208, 930.
Well,
Sí.
okay.
That's excuse me, Commissioner, that's the gas for the entire city or the police department?
Police department.
That's police.
Just
And the
police.
idea is, number one, like he just said, a budget revision. These are monies that as the year goes on, we're not gonna spend $208,000 in the next 6 months. So it's just like your house. You gotta pay and you get money come in and all that, but since we're trying to save it at this moment, we can also do a budget revision later. If you go to office supplies,
What number?
63, account number 547.051,
Office supply.
yes.
If you recommend,
$15,801.
How much?
15,801. That'll save us 4,000. If you go to line 73, uniforms, account number 547.852.
Line 73, right?
Yes, sir.
73.
Yes. It goes down to 10,650.
Commissioner,
Yes, sir.
in regards to this item,
Yes, that's.
I wanted to make that remark that you might want to check with the city attorney and make sure that we are not violating any terms and conditions
Well,
of the contract with the PBA.
I brought that up before, and the problem is that some of those uniforms, some of the officers are not by contract. When you got 4 assistant chiefs of police that buy stars, badges, everything else that they're not under contract, and they order 4 sets of uniforms, that's a lot of money.
So how
They
you?
can come back. They're not gonna spend $10,000 in 1 month. You know, in 6 months.
Again, I'm just giving you information.
right. I have no problem with uniforming them, especially the vests. I don't have a problem with that.
Just 10,000.
But
By
right now-
contract,
The vest
Mr.
is
Attorney?
separate, though.
Yes, the finance director is right. You know, you can always come back and add additional funds to these line items in a budget revision. I do caution you the same way as the finance director, though, that you have probably greater limitations when it comes to contractual
Right.
items because we have to comply on the spot.
Do we have? Can we come up with a number of what we have to comply with?
We should ask the chief of police and the city attorney. Hopefully, we'll all concur and come up with a
So
number.
leave it alone, maybe for right now. And
Yeah.
That may be best.
Yes.
and
okay.
then-
So let's leave item 73 out for right now.
in same page, I have question for
Yes, sir.
what is different. This is
line?
camera, one line, 47.
47.
I have to your office. You see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But I want to wait
It's
until
impossible, it's not right.
Commissioner finish. Let's.
Ya casi,
Okay,
casi.
okay,
Casi.
okay, but en same page.
No, márcalo.
No, okay, okay.
Pero márcalo para que no se te olvide. Hazle un circulito para las cosas
aquí
que
lo
tú
tengo.
tienes.
Okay. So that one's done. Oh, that was it. How do you like that?
No, I'm very curious. Did you take vacation for going over? That was in the Bahamas going
No,
over
I
the
haven't been on
budget.
vacation in a long time.
Commissioner Beguña, all the numbers that you have, this is a question. I haven't been keeping track of the numbers. I've been just marking and marking. The monies that you save and the monies that you add, do they balance or they still don't balance?
No. They save a lot of money. There's
save-
a lot of savings.
I'll show you
No,
right.
what I mean, save, if they balance. to save.
No.
They don't?
10,650.
What the little thing that he had doesn't impact in a negative way whatsoever. All the opposite.
It's
Because he
approximately a
eliminated
savings, approximately a
200.
savings of $463,300.
We can apply someplace else.
We can
then,
put
because
into
we have
pay
we
to
have a
some
positive-
of-
We have a positive balance now, budget now.
Yes.
Positive, Yeah.
Yes.
And there are certain items that the commissioner touched that I have it marked too. But there is still, really, I want to go over it again because I think that there are others that I haven't been able to revise, that I want to work on those.
Okay. So I'm done.
I like to
Those are all
make-
the ones?
I like,
Yeah,
I'd like to
one,
make
two.
the following observation in regards to whether it is a balance or not a balance. When you monetize all of these adjustments that Commissioner Perignon was kind enough to come to the office and work through with us, it is right, you know, there seems on paper of approximately $468,000 in savings. Nevertheless, there are other actions that the commission has taken, or the city's taken. If we have to rehire everybody else, that will be an additional burden on the budget, an additional impact on the budget that we have to yet figure out and see what the numbers are gonna come out, just like we explained to you.
That's because we want to leave it open the meeting and conclude the.
Just this exercise
Absolutely.
means, you know, approximately $468,000. Nevertheless, to balance the entire budget, we have to look into everything else that affects the city's.
Tell
budget.
me how much we need to streamline so that we can balance it.
If I could say something though, that's, I totally agree with you. You explained it to me and I understand.
Okay.
Now, the problem that has been happening here for the last month and a half is that sometimes there are monies, for example, let's say the $556,000 that we have to pay for the PBA, that the mayor himself says, well, we gotta pay this and we gotta pay it all now. It's the end of the world, you know, the sky's falling. So, in reality, we can't just say now, well, these $463,000 are gonna go to pay for that. And then he looks for another issue to say that we're going broke. So we also have to caution, I think that what you said was proper, that we eventually,
I just want to clarify
Right.
so
We
that
have
you
to-
know
we're-
exactly where we are. This is the result of this exercise.
Right.
We still have to overcome many hurdles
Right.
in order to balance the entire budget. Okay.
Okay.
I think is ready to go.
Commissioner Barreto, thank you,
Okay.
Robert, you are the best of
I
these.
have a
You
couple
present the best of the work.
Désemelo a Aidan.
En page
Robert,
number-
please.
tranquilo, I have water here. Don't te preocupes.
No, Robert, please.
Si no hay
Y Dania.
tranquilo. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. President? May
Go
I?
ahead, Commissioner.
And page
You have
number
it.
12, line item 52, professional fees other,
Yes.
220,650. What is that?
From 37,
As we explained
Oh.
to the vice president, there are several city consultants that are included in this in this particular line item, such as
the FEMA
IT.
issue.
Yes, the FEMA consultant, the one who's going to, I believe, the appeal. So there are like 4 or 5. Al-Suri, somebody by the name of Al-Suri. So some upgrades. Right. So there are 4 or 5 different consultants that are included in this figure. And what I will do first thing in the morning when I get to the office, I'm gonna write you an email with this, you know.
Would you write it down what I need?
Yes.
Because the last time I never got that information.
What information? I
This
emailed you.
information I ask you now.
I have it down here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, first thing. So
Okay.
If I can
please
real
do.
quick. Well, I think what happened was, because I asked the same question, was when the mayor brought out the calculator and said we had to pay $300 and something thousand.
There was a mathematical error as well.
Yeah.
I
It was
believe
like $80,000, $90,000.
It wasn't 200 something. You know, it came up to be a lot less, and then so that change that particular consultant is also part of that line
Right.
item, just like the IT consultant and another 2 others. You'll have the names and the amounts,
amounts.
tomorrow.
Okay, the same page, I would like to know supplies, meals, 65, 39,420.
On that, the same page,
The same page,
12.
12.
Okay. Yes. I'm gonna let our senior center, that has to do with the unserved meals. The
Yes.
meals that are not paid, and please correct me,
What,
you know,
what is the line item?
by the Alliance for the Elderly,
65.
they have to
65.
come out of the general fund.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, one of the top, most salient findings of the big audit that they did in the senior center was that monies covered by the senior center grant, meals, those meals, the monies go towards meals that were eaten. So anything else that was ordered, so say, if in good faith we ordered 120 and then 120 meals and 113 people showed up, then those 7 breakfasts and those 7
Goes from the
lunches,
city.
exactly, that were ordered but not served, the city has to pay for
Pay
that.
for that.
Excuse me, Commissioner, but Robert, when we sat down and we spoke about that issue, when I was the acting mayor or interim mayor or whatever mayor you wanna call it, we calculated that was gonna be about $25,000.
That was.
That's now it's almost $40,000.
We actually did a calculation based on an average in a day, and realistically, 25,000 would be
Sure.
in a very, exactly, maybe 3 or 4 in a perfect world scenario, but the truth is that you can never exactly control how many people come in a given day. Sometimes it goes over, under. We just have to be in that ballpark, but we used about 9 to 10 unserved meals in that.
I would leave it at 30,000.
Can I ask you something?
30 or 39.
But I think that
30.
includes.
It's
the reason-
39, $420.
So let's change to 30.
If I
One
can.
more thing, Robert. I believe that Robert sat down with us, okay? We also went through historical data in our system. How much have we spent? Let's be objective.
Absolutely.
That was the best figure that we could come up with. I'm not vouching for the senior center or
Yeah.
against it, but.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I just want to, after all, a projection is a projection. So we just want to make the best to the best of our ability that we can.
I think that 25 falls short, but I think that 39 is a lot of money.
We were just using everyday figures, saying realistically, how many in terms of breakfast and lunch are unserved. And by the way, afterwards, what the city covers, the city pays for, that's, offered to people who actually, work towards the programming and volunteers. So, never want to give the impression anything goes in the trash. Nonetheless, but on a realistic basis, probably we have 10 to 12 unserved on each day, breakfast and lunch. I think when we sat down, we may have calculated for one scenario, or in a perfect world scenario, but this is just very hard until I can develop a special crystal
I
ball.
understand that it is very hard to be precise.
And we'd rather err on caution, because there was one time, like 14 years ago, when the person was very conservative, and that director of the senior center had to fly out to Popeye's Fried Chicken to buy chicken. And the Alliance was very upset, because feeding people is their number one priority, way above even recreation.
Commissioner
I
Bergen.
think that also includes the upgrades that we gave for the meals, right?
Yes.
So that's why I think the number went up. I had the same
Yes,
question.
besides that, we increased $1 on the lunch and $1. Okay,
We can't be short for the elderly.
40,000 then.
Right.
Make it even.
We can't, because Alliance would also come down on us.
40,000. Commissioner.
Okay,
Are
for
you-
the elderly,
Line
yes,
item again?
40,000.
Before we move on, Mr. President, what line item again, please? So that,
That's 65 on page 12 is 546,852.
Okay, the same page?
line item 65?
Yes.
Okay, what figure would you like to use?
40,000.
40,000, even, okay.
Now, the same line, I have 69,
Same line.
69, the same
Same
page.
page.
Same page, I'm sorry. Says supply special event and holiday, 4,600. What is that?
Just like we work with Robert, we work with all of the different city directors, and they provided these figures. I believe there are some events such as Thanksgiving. There are
Christmas party celebration.
Christmas celebration,
4th of July.
4th of July, and also small caterings such as the open enrollment and so on and so forth. And this was the bare minimum that we could come up with.
Okay, fine.
And normally, I think city departments do try to be conservative and also seek sponsorships, et cetera. But if one year sponsorships are weak, we don't want to forego a 4th of July party.
All right.
Okay.
I think that,
Okay, now, I go to page number 16, administration. I would like to, on budget, line item 34, position number 513, 515,006. And 34, page 16, administration,
Commissioner.
on budget.
May I?
Yes?
Do you remember that we had a very talented lady by the name of Leticia Bravo, Mr. President? She's no longer with us. That is the same position. I mean, it's not adding an additional position. That is the same position. In fact, when Mr. President was the mayor and the city attorney was the chief of staff, he came into my office and offered, Ricardo, I believe that we could bring additional accounting if need be.
Okay, I
I
defer,
remember
I'm
the-
sorry.
Uh-huh.
I defer your opinion, Mr. Mendez. I think we need more police officers than this line item. And this line item, I would like to transfer to the police department for
Okay.
the safety of our residents.
Yeah.
And you can put 2 part-time officers for this amount of money.
Okay.
That's my
But-
personal opinion. I don't know about the other members of the commission.
I second the same opinion.
Okay, but with all due respect, let me finish. We're, at the end of the day, we follow direction here. And I also wish the mayor was here, but this person is badly needed, okay?
I don't think so, Mr.
We
Mendez.
are lacking an accounting manager
Mr.
right now.
Mendez, we
This
ne-
is our budget manager.
Listen, I was here for 22 years, and we never got a position like that. But we need more police officers.
Commissioner, the city has grown, okay? 22
Well,
years
now we
ago,
have-
10 years ago,
we
it didn't have the same
a
budget that we have
situation
today.
that we need police officers.
I understand the need for law
That's my
enforcement.
personal opinion.
And I respect it, but I'm asking you to please reconsider, because of all of the financial challenges that we have. If we don't strengthen our finance department, we're doomed.
This line item is in the finance
If we lose
department.
this person, right now,
Yeah.
we're swamped with work.
If I can. I had the same question, and there's another name of another person that was
I
unbudgeted
don't want
last.
to mention no names.
No, there was
I'm
another
talking
person.
about-
I understand. There was another person who was unbudgeted that I didn't take out of the budget this time because they took over a position that was budgeted.
Yes.
Since Leticia left, then this is
Right.
an item that is budgeted from the year before, and we just voted at the last meeting to fund that position.
And even when Leticia
Except for
was
me.
here, that's what I'd like you to understand, okay? We were under the gun. We were swamped with so many audits, with so much the city has grown. We're nearly a $20 million budget right now. And there is only a couple of us, God forbid, one of them gets sick, we're in serious trouble. We're undergoing 3 audits right now. In addition to
I
all of
agree
the.
with you. Don't look at me.
So I respectfully ask you to reconsider and leave. This is as bare bones as we can have for a city of this size, this budget, and this number of employees.
But I'm talking about administration. The line item is not in the finance.
She's an accountant.
Yes, we are on the finance department is under administration from a budget
I'm
standpoint.
sorry, I think I got the wrong line item. But anyway, what I'm talking about is line item number 72 on page 18, I'm sorry.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate it.
But anyway, I'm not.
So that line item remains as is.
So
On
that
page
line-
16.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're not making a change.
I'm sorry, I'm talking about page 18,
72.
72, that's what I'm talking about, I'm
So
sorry.
what is
Mr.
the
Mendez.
item, what's the item number?
It's 513-210-0001.
Okay.
Okay,
That's what I'm talking about.
513.
210.
Oh, I missed that.
001, this is this,
I don't
Because
see
you
we
gotta
need
go
that,
over and over and over 1,000.
I know, they changed the numbers.
We
Eh,
want to unfund this and transfer it to the police department? Is that-
No, no.
Why not? Why not? We need more police officers.
No. You mean,
I want it, if possible, I don't know if we can do, and I would like to ask the city attorney. I would like to delete this, position, and then create a new line item, the police department,
To open a new position.
because I think
mean,
with
we're-
this Saturday, we can have two police
But
officers.
we can do that Wednesday.
You can do that. One thing you can do also is see what funds you're able to recapture. Once you get a picture of what you've recaptured as a whole, then maybe you can prioritize what you may be adding to the budget. So
If I
you
can-
may want to concentrate on recapturing. It's up to the entirely up to the commission.
I have, if I can, to the chair.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Val just, I had a request in the other day that they're gonna give us a list of all the people that were laid off, fired, or whatever name they are, because they keep changing what they were, in the city since the beginning here of the new administration. And I think what the attorney said is proper. If we wanna cancel this, unbudget, this position,
budget, yeah.
that's fine. When we're done, they're gonna give us a list of all the officers that
Okay.
were laid off. We gotta do math, because we
And
love
try
them,
to
we wanna
match
keep all the
whatever
officers,
is
but
feasible.
reality is reality. If if one or two have to go because we don't have the money, that's a different story. But let's not go down that road. Let's just say, if you're gonna unbudget that.
Yeah, why not to budget this?
Position.
I just
May
want
I?
to make sure that,
Sorry.
that my answer is it's complete. Yes, you may create another position right now. It seems to me that the commission right now is in the process of recapturing several funds and adjusting others. You may want to continue with that, but you could add a position right now.
Like a
It's up to the commission, but it's up to the commission.
Like he did it with the chief of police, okay? We delete this line item and transfer to the police department.
Commissioner, one thing, if I may, please. This particular position that you're talking about, line item number 72 on page 18, has already been included in Mr. Berginyan's list.
I don't think it was.
I
I meant to, but I didn't see
I
it.
didn't see that.
I
I have it, because I have it marked too, and I
It
didn't hear.
I believe it is also listed on the spreadsheet where we,
Oh, I
where
forgot
we
to.
recap
But he didn't
everything.
mention it.
Yes,
You
I had two.
Okay, you
Forgot a
forgot
few.
to mention it, but it's there,
Okay.
it's under administration, sir.
Okay.
May I?
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay. This is my understanding, which I agree. We should clean it up first to cut everything that we need to cut, then later on, we can sit down
Add
and
what-
see
what is
how
feasible.
many police officers we can bring back, based on what the saying
Not only
is, right?
police officer, but
Oh,
other
and all the
employees.
Yeah,
employees,
maintenance,
yes,
people that
maintenance,
are
whoever,
critical.
Like
yeah.
staffing for the commissioners too.
The commission, once you have a good picture of all the funding you may have available, at that point, the commission may determine X number of
What to
positions to
add.
bring back, or X amount of money to go ahead and go into the reserve. It's entirely up to the commission.
Thank you, Mr.
Along
Attorney.
along the same line, once we monetize those adjustments like we did here, the savings, we can also figure out or project what the cost would be in terms of how many people you would like to bring back in order to
Absolutely.
balance the budget.
Absolutely.
May
No me
I,
siento bien, me
please?
voy.
May I?
Espérate, comisionado.
Me voy,
¿Por qué?
porque no me siento bien.
What happened?
Está lloviendo, vamos.
No importa. Me voy bajo el agua.
No, espérate.
No me siento bien y me voy.
Coge tu item. Ahora que vas a coger, please.
¿Ya usted terminó, comisionado?
No, I just wanted to delete that,
Okay.
line item, that's it.
No, porque ahora va el comisionado,
No,
porque
okay, okay.
habían pedido la palabra.
Hace rato
Commissioner,
estaba en
dale.
eso yo, pero...
Pero comisionado tiene que ser una persona
Sí,
después
pero
de la
cuando te
otra.
miraba el señor Pequiñán.
Pero ella había pedido incluso antes de usted, comisionado.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Through the chair, may I?
Go ahead,
Yeah, I
Commissioner.
fully agree with our attorney Anidania that.
De todas formas, déjeme hacerle una pregunta, si usted me lo permite, al señor director.
I have the floor.
En la cámara hay dos números distintos aquí. quiero preguntarle, Julio Quintana, ¿cuántas horas trabaja en él? Cuando vaya usted. Ahora te estoy pidiendo,
Commissioner.
porque me voy porque no me dejan.
Pero, comisionado, yo no puedo, excuse me, I cannot let
Ahora dice
everyone
que va.
speak at the same time. I'm sorry. Let's place order. I'm talking. While Commissioner Bergignan was explaining his items, Commissioner Barreto wanted to say, okay, I'm in the same page, and I say, let him finish, and then now she is stating all her items, then it's you, then it's Mr. Commissioner Suarez, and I even waiting for the last. Go ahead, Commissioner, I'm
Just
sorry.
wanted to say shortly that I agree with Idania and our attorney opinion about on funding this item 72 and put it in the general money that we're saving. Because if we don't do it that way, then we will have to replace that position with a police officer paying $74,942. So we're gonna have to find a police officer position that will take that compensation. We should put it in the whole bulk of saving, and then when we have that money, we put this here, we put that other there. That's all.
I think that yes, we should go ahead and do all the cuts or the suggestions, and then at the end, see the monies that we have available, and based on that, take a decision what to add or what to keep.
Again, I can tell you so far from this exercise, from sitting down with Commissioner Bergignan for a couple of hours, we're talking approximately $468,000.
Wednesday is gonna be more. Commissioner?
Okay, we delete that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So that completes your revision, Commissioner? Take a look.
Now, I also like to make one clarification, Mr. President. For those of you who think that the line item's gonna be deleted, if the employee, the person was at some point in time during the fiscal year there, we ought to show the line item. Nevertheless, at the end, you will see no funds.
Okay, that's
Sí.
my last.
Okay,
Yes.
Excuse me, before we keep on, may I have a question to,
Go ahead.
Commissioner Bergignan? Because I don't want to repeat myself. In your list, do you have, item 13700
Okay.
dash
Say the
003?
page and say the
Oh,
item
because
number.
remember, mine, is different.
Okay, what position? I mean, what is it? It's administration?
513, yes, 513-700-003. Is it on your list?
What page, please?
I
You know the
have a
department?
problem. I don't have the update one. The department, yes. Administration.
Okay, what's the number again, sir? Ma'am?
Which page were you on?
I don't know why.
No,
it's
I don't
on
have a
the-
003 on administration.
Right, but what's the position number, Commissioner?
513
Mm-hmm.
dash 700-003.
It's not on their Commissioner Bergignan's list.
Does anybody know what page it's on? Because she doesn't have the.
Yeah, because I don't have the updated one. That's why I couldn't give you the page. I wish I.
Under administration, you said?
I don't have that number either.
No, I don't have it.
No, right here on this one because it's closed. Look at it.
That's on salaries, Commissioner?
There are a bunch
That's on
of
salaries
different-
or?
Yes, those are one of the people that were not budgeted of 2014-15. I don't want to say the name.
No, you don't have to.
I believe, Commissioner Yanio, that Commissioner Bergien referred to that position as.
I have it on my list. No, not that number.
Refer to that position simply as somebody that came into that position that because he was open, he was budgeted, somebody was there, that person left, and this position then took that, I believe it's for constituent services and administration.
Oh, she took the line, that position was the same thing as what happened with the finance position. It's funded.
She took Javier.
It's budgeted from,
It was
From-
close.
From other position?
but because that person now left, there's a budgeted opening there.
Look on page
So
32,
So
President.
we're not funding an unbudgeted position. It's an old
So
budgeted
that one
position.
is an old one.
It's an old one with a new individual, but it doesn't matter. We funded
Okay,
it.
because you see, this position was closed in 14-15.
Page
Because
30.
it was
In
not
that number.
funded.
Now it's
In
got a
that
new number.
That has a new number.
I have to say it, that person has a new number because they took over a budgeted position from last year.
She's got 513-700-003.
Line item 56,
What page?
page
Yeah, it's on
32.
page 32.
Oh, wonderful. Back here.
I believe, if I recall correctly, Mr. President, that is a replacement,
Yeah,
young
that's
man
what
that
was
went to
saying,
law school.
Replacement?
Yes.
32?
Yeah, there was some,
Page 32.
Yeah, Javier Nava.
yes, there you go.
She's budgeted.
And it looks like, yeah, constituent services.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it doesn't have this particular
It's number
information.
56.
It doesn't have the payroll information.
TC, your thing was it? I don't have a problem with that because that was budgeted from last year.
And what happened with the position that we was funded for the IT, which is
That's what I'm looking for.
513-535-002?
Right.
You have that one, sir?
Yes, I just don't have the page number.
Oh, okay.
It's
You
page
have it.
number 30.
That was my
Page
question.
number 30.
The IT manager.
And it
That was
not
un-
funded in
it was
2014,
unbudgeted.
15,
It's a
was
new
not budgeted, not
$80,000.
And they increase the salary too.
funded. Yes.
That is included in your list, Commissioner Beguignan.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't mention it.
Yeah.
Nope.
So are we gonna unfund that position?
All right,
On line 64 in administration, position number 513-535.
Line 64?
Yes, sir. On page 30.
Page 30.
002,
513-535-002.
unfunded.
We did it by motion, by resolution, by adopting a
Exactly.
budget, and
Now, I also want to caution the commission, when we talk about the consolidating or sharing and co-sharing city assets and consolidating services with the park department is one thing. When we want to try and have, for our next quarter or immediate future, one of our directors lead that particular department, that's okay. That's, perhaps we can benefit a great deal and help our cash flow for the time being. But when it comes to an IT, that's an essential function for the city. And I ask you to please, think about how are we going to address this particular need, which is so important, and it is imperative that we do so in the best way.
By sitting down, Mr. Mendez, with Fran Ramos, and try to set up, fees or salaries or consultation time, because he was very dedicated to the city, and really he catapulted our softwares and everything that was related. Now, I think that the administration should sit down with Frank and then if Frank cannot take, an agreement or settle to specific numbers, then, and those are the arbitrary decisions that I think that the administration has taken.
All I'm
Okay,
asking is
he's
before-
costing too much money, let's bring the guy, sit down with him, and say, hey, sir,
All I'm asking is before we unfund an essential service, that we think about the consequences, whether it is person A or person B. I'm not advocating, I'm just saying
yeah,
we
but-
need
but
IT.
Mr. Mendez, I understand your point, but I don't think that
if I can,
Mr. Ramos used to cost $80,000 a year
to the chair.
on his own. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Again, I spoke to the mayor about this. He has great ideas. You all saw that I tried to get him to give me the numbers so that I can convince the commission. He has a great idea in fixing this. But number one, refusal. I don't understand. Refusal. Second, the person brought here unbudgeted under another line item, which is illegal. I gave him the ordinance that he made himself, and then overpaid the man in the same line item budget, which is also illegal, and then gave him a raise this year, and gave him another position and it's not personal. I think they have good ideas, but what comes to play is the idea of what he just said. We need to sit down, and is this something that maybe we want to outsource so that we can do a heavy-duty background check on a person, see who they are, what they are. They're handling a lot of sensitive issues, and you're bringing a person here. I have no problem. I spoke to him. I explained to him
Excuse
the
me,
situation.
Commissioner. I got an email that someone last night accessed my email, my city email at 1:20 in the morning. So that means it never happens before. So what kind of security do we have right now that someone accessed it? And I have it there because I want to show it to this new guy.
From a budget standpoint, is my concern.
No,
You
I
know,
understand.
We gotta keep the funding there.
We need the.
We need the funding.
But maybe we can work out and outsource the service without all those benefits.
I think
for less than that money.
I think the savings that the mayor explained to me were substantial. It's not
Well, on the
necessarily.
hosting.
The problem that I have again is you're laying off people. You're crying that we don't have any money. You bring for the reasons I just explained. I'm not gonna go over it. And so I think at this point it has to be something that we, for the safety of the IT security and for everything that's going on, and the right way to do it should be the right way to do it. And
So can we at least leave this funding?
No,
until
sir.
the city
Absolutely
decides
not.
what to do? No?
maybe we should have a bid for a company to
take
bid
care of
our IT
our-
services as reputable that we can find out.
It is already included in your list.
This goes to say, and I'm not blaming this gentleman at all because he wasn't even here. When I was sick and I came back out of the hospital, I had $883,000 in my bank account from the city. And I had to come here freaked out. Where did I get all this money? And somebody had put that in my account. And I ran to the bank and they were like, no, we don't know what it is. That's your money. Until I came here and I brought it to the finance department, and that's when Annie Chez is the one that found it and fixed the problem immediately. But those are the kind of things that we have to make sure that don't happen. And at this point, we don't know who's who. Same thing has happened with the police department. We have no resumes. We don't know who anybody has come here.
Well, and again, my concern is I want to make sure that we fund
Right.
properly.
No,
we can
that's-
always do a revision. We
that's
can always
imperative.
talk about it. We can always fix it.
Okay, Commissioner
So that
Suarez
one
has
is
the floor.
unbudgeted.
I have a question.
Sorry.
Does anybody know how much we were paying IDF and Fran Ramos?
Do you have exact
I have the
amounts?
figures in my office. I will email them to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay? I believe.
Is it more than, if you can remember, at least globally, if it's more than 79,668?
It's a lot more.
Total compensation that this gentleman, don't mention name, is budgeted for next year? 79,668.
So your question is,
The IDF and Ramos combination was.
IDF is separate. IDF was more.
were we paying
The hosting
both
was more money.
IDF and Mr. Ramos more than 79,000? I believe that the answer is yes,
Yes.
but I can find and confirm and reconfirm tomorrow when I go back to the system and I do an analysis there, and I will email you the figure.
I would like
To be
you
more
to email it
exact.
to me as well.
Okay,
But for now, I'd like to
Yes.
unfund that position.
okay.
513-535-002. You guys?
No, I have a
It's on
question.
that list, but
One
it's
of the
not on
items.
this list. This list.
Go ahead,
prevails.
This is
Commissioner.
under
If you have any
administration.
I don't know what's on that list.
Do you have the number? Because my list is different.
But why? I want you to have ready for Commissioner.
No, she left it at home.
Yeah. Oh, you left it at home. I'm
No,
sorry.
at home no, at work. I have all my notes and I left it. So I'm working for the old one. So when he comes on Wednesday, I can get it updated.
What is it, administration?
It's administration, it's, but just looking for the,
Finance
for the
or?
number, no, it's, TV production services.
It's page number 18,
Page 18,
number 7.
70, that's item 513-216-01.
Page 18, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have that one.
Okay, I have a question on that one. That one, on the budget 14-15, this item was for a full-time employee.
Mhm.
What is it now? On
I
the
think that
15-16.
they deducted 20 hours from his,
He's done a great job. Look at everything he set up and
That's
the
what
system.
I would like to put him back as a full-time, this position.
Well, no, we can only
Yeah,
fund.
but that
We
doesn't
can
do
fund
me
it.
any good, because I don't wanna get them mixed up.
Fund the amount.
Can we fund them on the same as last year?
You can fund any amount you want.
Okay, so the same thing that you had last year?
uh,
I think he's on 30 hours.
he's on 30 hours.
I think isn't he on 30
Who are
hours?
you talking about?
Julio.
Yes, I believe he's part-time, sir. That's the last.
Oh,
On
30 hours is
Yes.
full-time.
There is something that is peculiar. When I was the acting mayor, Mr. Quintana used to go to every event, any commission I had. I never prohibited him to ask me permission to do. I just told him, verify that not other activities being scheduled with me or with any other commissioner. And he took care of Commissioner Lopez and Maronio and Commissioner Prisca and anybody else. He was always available to take pictures, videos, and put it back in the bulletin board anymore, on our TV channel. Why now we have to depend on somebody else's instructions when he was like a freelance to all the commissioners and the mayor at the same time? I believe that he should be given the chance, not the chance, but the responsibility to take, cover any of the events from the commissioners without necessarily being authorized by the administration. We are not doing anything wrong. We want to do a bingo night. We want that to be covered. We want to do a special event on any of the seniors or Section 8 buildings. He should go and cover it as well.
Does anybody let Indira know that?
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. President. We had an event, like a month and a half in Los Robles for the residents. And I asked him, he says he had to get a permit for the mayor and the public information lady, all that stuff. It's something that's not right.
I was not aware of it.
Yes.
I have that item, and I even spoke to Julio about the fiscal constraints that we have at this point, and I believe that due to what we have before us, he should be moved to a $40,000 salary a year. Before he was at 50, I think that due to what we have before us, he should be set at a $40,000 a year. He has done a great job for everyone, not only for the administration or for the former administration, but for the city in general.
So you say 40 and now he make 44?
No, that's
No,
including
Benefits.
benefits. Your salary 40,000 plus benefits.
Okay.
Okay.
So that one's gonna go to
Page 18, item 70. Position number 1, 513-216-001. To make him a full-time employee, 40,000 plus benefit, and being able to render services to all the commissioners.
That I don't have that since.
Can we change the full-time, part-time, or just the funding?
To your question, Commissioner Bernier, as to whether you can change that particular status of full-time or part-time. What the commission can do, the commission can go ahead and provide funding for a full-time employee. In other words, you're basically letting the mayor know that this position can have a person there in a full-time capacity. The administration at that point can go ahead and avail itself of that extra capacity. Then again, it may not. But at least you are providing the funding for that to happen.
particular position.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney.
And again, every time we make somebody a full-time, we will have to offer the benefits, which.
But he's full-time already.
He's a full-time already, he's at 30 hours.
If he's 30 hours, he should be getting full benefits anyway.
Okay.
So
we have
this
to
is
explain.
gonna
He's full-time,
slightly
he's just gonna get a
impact.
raise.
Slightly, yeah.
It's very slight, the impact that he's gonna have in the budget, very slight.
Okay, just the total salary up to 40,000.
40,000 plus the benefits. And Mr. Attorney, I want you to find out what are the legal instruments that we might demand from the administration that this person in this position can provide services for all the commissioners under a schedule, not to mix his responsibilities with the administration with ours, but we want to be able to hold events and being videoed or taking pictures and put it back in the city TV channel.
Mr. Mayor, like I've mentioned in the past, this commission is able to provide funding for certain services and to fund certain levels of services. I believe that with the additional funding you are providing to this position, that it could accommodate the request that you and other commissioners are making for full coverage for the most part. At this point, what could be done is this commission can entertain either at some point an ordinance providing for perhaps specific standards relative to this position and the TV channel, and outline what the required level of service is to be. You could do so by resolution as well to provide basic standards for this position. I think that it's more of a solid directive, not just to administration, but in general, as it relates to the level of services that you want from your TV channel. As long as it's properly funded, you should be able to expect that level of service to be provided.
I had a question, Mr. President. Why he had to go through the PI officer, whatever this lady is, and also the mayor, in order to show the event that we have 2 months ago, Commissioner Yanni and myself? I'm still waiting.
To that, Commissioner, what I can tell you that as the head of administration and with oversight of those employees, the mayor can go ahead and set up whatever hierarchy he needs to set up for his employees, and also reporting requirements. That falls strictly under administration.
It's an event for the resident of Stillwater, it's Los Robles.
Well, but
Something
it's,
related with the
No,
residents,
I understand that it is impacting the
elderly.
the coverage you want,
Mhm.
and I understand that is an operational issue, but as it relates to a hierarchy or reporting requirements within administration, that is strictly under the mayor. As I mentioned before, you can go ahead either by resolution or even be more specific with an ordinance to dictate what standards you may want, your TV, in the services that your TV channel and staff that takes care of the TV channel need to provide, as it relates to events, as it relates to commissioners. You can go ahead and provide additional standards, but relative to reporting requirements and whatever hierarchy is set, that is strictly under the purview of the mayor and his administration.
So what is your recommendation, to draft a resolution, an ordinance, or?
To basically outline whatever standards, because I think that that you have specific expectations from the TV channel and the staff. So
Mr. Attorney and Commissioner Barreto, can we make by ordinance or resolution that Mr. Julio Quintana is part of the staffing for the legislative body?
let me get back to you on that one and
Okay.
really study. Remember, it wouldn't be, it's a position that you're talking about. You're not talking about a specific individual. Where you're talking about a position that currently serves administration, with staffing the TV channel and other media, internal media coverage. Let me study that.
Okay.
To see whether that can be accomplished.
All right.
And I will have an answer for you by Wednesday.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. Okay, I think that, are you done, Commissioner Barreto?
Yes.
I think that Commissioner Suarez, I was Commissioner Duazo, but Commissioner Duazo felt bad and he left. So Commissioner Suarez asked for the floor as well.
No, I asked for the floor to ask a question about IDF and Fran Ramos.
What number? 15?
Now, I think you're saying it's my turn to go to the.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
What number?
Let me see, let me find out what number, I'm not there yet. I have questions since I don't have historical,
Institutional memory.
Institutional memory, that's a good word
What page you want?
15. And it is finance administration. There is a string of figures beginning on line 74, 75, 76, 77, 78.
What page is that, sir?
15, 1-5.
Okay, thank you.
Beginning on line 74 through line 78. They are all interest.
Yeah, those are,
Those are obligations that we have.
Yes.
that
Those are different contractual obligations that the city
Loans.
has acquired throughout the years. Some of them date longer than others.
Yeah. My concern was how high two of them are, like 77 and 78, but if they are contractual obligation, I guess I had to pass the page and.
Do you remember when I invited you to the office and we talked about our reserves, our debt, our income, and I had a spreadsheet and I said these are all of the city's contractual obligations. If you still have that spreadsheet, these will be in there. Otherwise, I will be happy to give you another copy, sir.
Let me check first if I have it. I'm pretty sure that I kept it. Okay. Page 50. That would be on Public Works. Page 50. Line 47. Aburrida left.
I'm sorry, what?
Page 50.
Okay.
Line 47, and this falls under Public Works. Utilities, waste, and sanitation. Is that the garbage collection that we pay to Waste Pro?
Yes, probably yes.
Most probably, yes. And again, we work with each and every one of the directors and also provide them with historical data so that we could make the best possible projection to the best of our ability.
Okay.
I also include
Page
some of the
62.
dump fees.
52?
Yes, 62.
Oh, 62. Okay.
Line item 47. And this is under Senior Center. Account 547652, supplies, special events, holidays. It went up from
Yeah.
8,620 last year to 41,230 this coming year.
I wondered, excuse me, I wondered that I was the one who created all this, from
Again,
8,000 to 41?
Again, we sat down with our senior center director, and I think he will, since he's here, he'll probably be the best person to shed some light.
Robert, that's
Yes.
a big jump.
Yes, and that's largely in light of the fact that the grant from the county from this current year and from next year is still under an audit, and that used to cover most of the activities in the senior center.
And what is that?
And it's
due
another
to?
grant. It's a totally unrelated grant where we would be able to cover activities from.
And that you're not gonna, it's on the other.
I'm not counting on it.
And you probably think you're not gonna get it for next year.
We're under that suspicion, yes, sir.
A question to you and the rest of my colleagues here. Do we, I mean, if we have under that constraint of not having that grant probably for next year, and we are under the constraint of our budget, should we reduce some of those events so we can reduce that $41,000 figure?
Well,
What would be the impact on the events and holidays?
now, yeah, you're also saying our budget. Well, this is the grant budget. I mean, that's the money, the grant's there for food primarily, but then recreation and activities is the second biggest. And also, we are including, the last year Tai Chi was taken from another line, so that's being put in there. How we do events has been changed significantly. Plus, we brought in Oscar Garcia, eliminated the music line. So different activities that used to be spread throughout different parts were also included in that line.
Reducing that line?
Yeah, well, no, I meant
You just said that you are not getting the grant, but this $41,000 is not the grant.
These are the senior center grants. The senior center budget comes from 3 grants.
To the chair.
So, but my question is, and I'm sorry, I'll give you the floor. The city used to put only $8,620. But because now we have a deficit because of the grant, the city has to put up with these monies? That's what you're saying?
Well, yeah.
You are
those-
not receiving this grant, but the grant used to be $8,000 or $41,000?
No, the other grant used to provide between $10,000 to $20,000 for activities.
Okay. And what happened now that it just catapulted to $41,000?
One thing is also this reflects Oscar Garcia, the pianist,
Okay.
was brought in under this line now.
Oh,
He
under
used to
the-
have his own line.
Yeah,
He's paid by the city now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, true. I noticed also what you said, that the musician was unbudgeted on the list of employee positions. Is that correct?
Yes.
His salary is not budgeted.
He used to have his own line called professional fees music.
And for next year is 0.
That line, yes. That line, and if it's not 0 at this moment, that line will not be there anymore.
It is 0. I saw it a few days ago.
Yes, sir. He
So
was brought in
his
as a
salary
employee.
now is in this $41,000?
Yes.
Whoa. Is that
No, but that's not his salary, right?
No,
His salary is included among those 41,000.
Yes, he is an activity. He is a special, he is a recreational. The grant is built in a certain way. It would take more explanation for that, but he is considered an activity. That's how he is built. He is built to the lines as an activity. That's his musical.
But my question, Robert, is the bill for him is not 41,000.
No.
He is an
part of this
activity
41,000.
among those $41,000.
Yes.
Okay,
He
good.
costs 20.
All right.
I have a problem with that.
Okay, sorry, Commissioner. Commissioner Moran.
That grant, why we don't have that grant anymore?
There is an audit that's been going on for a year now from the county. It's the Elderly Services Grant, and the audit just keeps on getting extended, and extended. David could elaborate on that.
Commission, if I may, we've faced an extreme amount of difficulty with the county getting the 13-14 corrective action plan approved. Every time that we submit the corrective action plan, they come back and requesting additional information, very detailed information that they didn't ask the previous time, and I can show you all of the paperwork.
But isn't that the same amount of information that they used to request before?
No.
When they were
No.
providing the grant?
No, this is, we've been running this grant for maybe 3,
So
4.
but what is it that they can ask for that we cannot provide for so many months?
No, it's the fact that we submit documentation and they ask for additional documentation.
But
Like, for
that's
example,
my question. How much documentation they can request that we cannot provide in one shot, at one time?
It's been 4 cycles of them asking us for additional documentation. For example, signed and reconciled bank reconciliations, audits from previous years. They asked us to implement new finance department operating procedures that we don't have and that we have to newly instill within our own. It's been extreme headache.
Okay.
Ricardo, to
Question
give you an
answered.
example, they asked if our finance director had X credential. We said, yes, he has an MBA. After that, they asked for his official transcripts.
Yeah, that literally.
It has happened to me in other instances, but yeah, I know sometimes it goes that way.
It's been very
Okay.
difficult.
Go-
Right now, where we are with that is just waiting on the bank reconciliations, as per new procedures that they're asking us to implement, that they're enforcing on us, not procedures that we've had before.
Well, that's good
Yeah.
to a point. It's more work for Ricardo, but
Yeah.
it brings transparency and professionalism.
Right, but that's where the delay is. Again, just so you know, it's new.
Okay. Commissioner Bergian.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. Are you going to talk about the same item?
Yes, sir.
Oh, go ahead then. I'm not
Okay.
finished. but
I'm
go ahead.
sorry, man. I
need to
don't-
hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that you were done.
I think
No,
the
no,
problem
no.
here, I don't have a problem with the number, and I kind of get your explanation. I'm not fully versed on it, but I think it's double dipping because if we have line item 17, the music coordinator, and we have a position number, and then we have an account number that includes that.
Look at the funding though. Look at the funding
The,
at the very end.
the line should have been zeroed. It has been, I have zeroed it. We can, going through the correct protocol, that line, we could absolutely eliminate the line in its totality, because.
But Robert, another thing.
Wait.
Why do we include in a $41,000 so many activities? Can we just detail the activities that are included in those $41,000?
It's not zero.
I could give you a breakdown, but if
Absolutely.
you're familiar with
I-
activities, we have several.
I understand that, but the commissioners, I think that everything should be displayed to a point that have not.
It's
No, I
different.
Need
Oh,
to
I
with
see the
to-
zero now, an hourly rate.
Yeah,
But everything else shows $21,000. And employee total shows 21,583.
So it's like keeping the position open.
Remember, if the employee was there at some point during the fiscal year, we must show it. Nevertheless, at the very end, if you don't fund it, you will see a zero.
All right.
okay.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Okay, first of all, let me correct myself. I said it was zero, Mr. Beguian, but I was confused with another line item. It's not zero, it's
What page is
21,000.
that, sir?
That's page 63,
But
line number 17.
what they did is they did different than they did all the other ones.
Yeah.
When they zeroed it, they just did hourly rate zero.
Zero, but the employee total, as
Right.
you said, is 21,000.
Right, they didn't put zero there.
So I'd like to correct myself.
And if there was some miscommunication between finance and I, we will definitely review every single detail. But now that he's in the city, it's changed. So musical services is no longer.
Musical services, what?
That-
Coordinator
The
is no
other line,
longer.
exactly. That drops to activities.
Activities.
So we are spending,
So should I ask to unfund the line item 17 instead of being on the 41,000?
To remove it.
What page, sir?
Page 63, line 17. To unfund that, because you are including that on page 62, line 47, supplies, special event and holiday, 41,230. up from 8,620. So we should either unfund that or reduce the 41,230 by $21,583.66, which is his salary. We have to do one or the other.
Okay, yes, I will discuss this with the finance department, but definitely, as the agreement here was that he would be an employee. So if there is one to choose, it's this one here, as a salaried,
Which is this one?
a salaried employee, line 17.
Line 17. So, okay, so he's not included then in special events, as we were discussing earlier. You want to keep him as an employee.
Here, exactly, yes.
Okay.
So then those 21,000 should be removed from the
Only
41,000.
41,000. Exactly.
Okay, I will look into the numbers now. There's also an issue with the English professor, which I would like that flexibility that I put in that activities line, because I would
And
also.
they are asking me for that.
I would also like
visited
to
the
add
other
an-
day the senior center and they say, what happened to my English teacher?
I want to add an English and an arts professor. It's a time of vast change in the
Yes.
senior center. I would like to keep that flexibility.
And I think that those are reimbursable activities, right?
Yes.
That have no problem with the Alliance for the Aging.
No, we
Good.
will probably
So
have to.
we have to
conduct the interviews, et cetera, but I still want that flexibility, because strategically speaking, there are various activities that I want to add there. So that's why that line,
Line, what number?
the
47?
the activities line, not 17.
47,
Yes.
page 62.
Mhm.
So you actually,
Page
So under-
62?
Yes.
62, line
47.
47.
Yes.
So now,
Especially
now that you agree that we have a double dipping here,
I caution you to
No.
please, let's not use that term, because we need to figure out the facts. I wanna make sure that there are not any other activities that we are including in here.
Okay.
Mr. Mendez, as a commissioner, I can use any term that I want to use. I hear you and I appreciate
you,
you,
sir.
but as a
Thank you.
commissioner, I'm not offending you.
No, not at all. I just
I
wanna
have
be
to, I
cautious.
have to feel free to use my language.
No, but to me, that's a little bit, it's definitely rough.
Well-
Oscar Garcia gets billed just once to the
No,
line,
no,
so
but
he
you-
comes back, so there's no
yeah.
double billing. There's no,
Well, according to the conversation at the beginning of this discussion, he was not going to be paid as an employee, he was going to be paid as a special event. Now, at the end of the discussion, it's just reversed. He's going to be paid.
understand,
He's
but-
going to be paid as an employee.
Right.
Let me finish. He's going to be paid as an employee, and he's going to be taken off from the special event. But now you still want the money in the special event because you want to add 2 professors.
arts and English,
So-
yes.
So the discussion have changed up and down, you know.
Sure.
Understood, but in this-
And we wanna make sure, again, that we project, that we make the very best projection that we can, and that we include all of those activities that are to take place in the senior
Mr.
center.
So do you agree at the beginning of the discussion that you were paying the position on page 63 and you were including the compensation of that same position on page 62?
What-
Regardless
okay.
of what you want to
By
call it.
mistake
I
or
did
not by
this
mistake?
budget.
Yes.
I did this budget.
The-
This one, okay? I was unaware that they had also placed them inside of here under salaries.
But that's where it belongs.
Because
So we have to
But payroll
to
handles
fix that
this.
discrepancy.
Yes, yes, but in the strategic vision, Mr. Commissioner, for this department, and for these activities, I do want to add several activities, so I do need some elbow room on the activities line. I was unaware that, because the payroll person does this chart. I do this budget.
So it was done twice. If Mr. Mendez doesn't want to use my previous phrase.
Thank you, sir.
Right, no, double dip would be
Even
somebody
though-
intentionally
even though
dipping.
I should have free speech.
I understand, but double dipping means intentionally going into 2 different
Well,
sources.
let's
and
call
picking
it,
out.
Robert, double dipping per section.
Like I just explained clearly, for the record, This is done by the payroll people. They do the salaries. I
Okay.
do this here.
Gentlemen,
Oscar was an activity, so
So now
that's
you
called the
want-
good faith error. Happens all the
So
time.
you still then want to have that extra money on line 47, page 62 to add 2 professors?
Yes, sir.
And that's the point I like to make, Commissioner, with all due respect. What we'll do tomorrow, we're gonna sit down, we're going to take into account, we're not gonna look at the personnel, we're also gonna look at the activities, and we're gonna make sure that we're inclusive, and we'll give you a call after we make a determination.
Absolutely, and the thing here is to have enough elbow room and to have enough funds to be able to add programming as strategically viewed. In other words, hey, maybe we have 5 activities going on and I want 10. So I do need that elbow room. And I stand by everything I put here, and again, I do apologize, but payroll does this. I just wanted to be clear, and I do this one. Okay?
Okay.
But this is activities,
so
guys.
now we have to grab a hybrid and take a good quality result out of this.
No, and I completely agree with the commissioner with what he's saying, and that's not an issue at all. But I'm saying there would never be double dipping because Oscar Garcia would not be billed through this way and then through that fashion. Oscar Garcia.
Well, according to the, I'm sorry, but according to the paper I'm looking at your explanation at the beginning of this discussion,
It was a repeated,
it was
a repeated.
But
to use
one day-
another new term.
One thing I will show you. He gets billed as an activity. An activity log is turned in, and that's it. So, but again, that is a good faith error.
Okay.
All right.
Payroll works this one. I work that one.
Let's fix it.
And the most important thing is that we're gonna make sure that we're not being shortchanged, and we are, to the best of our knowledge, managing our funds accordingly, including
Absolutely.
making those projections.
Thank you. Okay.
Page 12,
Page 12.
item line 76, administration.
76.
76 on page 12.
That's
Utilities, electricity.
What page?
Page 12,
Line item?
76.
Yes.
It went up by almost $8,000.
No, what it, this
Electricity
time,
bill,
what
utility.
we did, it didn't necessarily went up. It was just the formatting. Sometime, I understand that in the past, it used to be budgeted in a different way. So we put it under administration because we thought that it was the most feasible way and the best accounting way to account for this expense. But it wasn't that it necessarily went up in price or that the city increased or consumed more electricity significantly than it did the last fiscal year. So it's just the way it is now budgeted under administration as opposed to the way they used to do it before. Remember, this is a new format, Commissioner. This is the first time ever that we do it, through the Logos budget development module. And we had an opportunity to work different departments, divisions, and sections and place certain expense categories under those.
I believe also the new part of the passports office is going to be included in that now, right?
Right. Right.
Okay, I take your word for it. Next line 78,
Okay.
capital outlay, equipment.
Page 12.
Outlay.
Page 12?
Page 12, line 78. It was 0 last year.
I have it marked as well, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Commissioner.
it's this year 15,250 under administration.
Again, it is not that the city necessarily is spending more on this particular item. It is the new budget format. What I can do for you, I can do some research and give you the way the city used to do it. Where did the city used to bill it to? Or how did the city used to budget it as opposed to this one, and you'll be able to compare. And you will see that there is no, that there is not, it's not that it's $15,000 more. It's just the new format.
I have to take your word for it again.
Come and visit us.
have a cup of coffee like you usually
I
do.
I have visited you at least 3 or 4 times.
And we
Tell-
hope,
tell
we
me-
hope,
Tell me if I am wrong.
no, and you're always welcome, and we like to see you there, and I hope that you come many more times.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see if I have any other one.
They put it
The,
in all of our.
Oh my goodness, this is also
Citizen
finance.
software in the new
Page
one, so
14.
Okay.
That's where my 3D
Page
printer's not
14.
for the girls up front.
I have questions again. Line 34, contingency reserve, $100,000.
Well, that was changed. That was part of the adjustments that Commissioner Bergignan made. He brought it down to $50,000. Now,
It wasn't that one. It was another one because
yes,
I didn't mark this at Bergwinyan. It's not, and I.
No, this one, we never touched this one.
We never touched this one.
I had it
I've been
marked.
I will be writing a B for Bergwinyan.
When I see big numbers, or big increases, I circle and I put JB.
okay,
Commissioner
contingency,
Suarez, what page and line?
Page
is it?
Page 14, line 34,
934.
535, 599, contingency reserve, $100,000.
Under administration finance.
Let's see. Okay, contingency reserve from $100,000 to $50,000.
Well, it's not, it is not marked. Do you have a Commissioner Bergien?
It's also on the
I
spreadsheet.
marked it, I marked it.
Commissioner Bergignan is also on the spreadsheet that you requested. We went through this change. But let me explain, Commissioner Suarez.
Hold on a second. Do you have it marked, Bergwinyan?
Main administration budget.
Not on here.
Broken
I think
down
what
by
happens
four.
is that they give you a general sheet for administration, and then they go to all of the different departments of administration, like finance and stuff like that. And it was probably
So
on
this
another
one was
line.
brought down to 50,000?
I'll find it now. You'll see it.
Right, and it is.
Because
and
I
it's-
had it, I had it marked as well.
I think it's the previous one, page 11. I saw it here with the B for Bergwinyan.
55599.
Line
Right,
35.
right.
Right.
Is it 535? What was the page you
Yeah,
had it on?
35, yes.
It's the same one. It's the
Five-
107 to 100.
107, 505
Yes,
to.
that's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same
item
now.
number.
Yes.
Question, and don't take my question wrong, Mr. Mendez. Is it charged twice?
No.
On page 11 and then again on page, the other one, what was the other one?
It's no double use?
No.
Don't dare to repeat that word, Mr. Mendez, you're gonna get.
No, I understand.
Thank
The
you.
item number
I'm
is
sorry,
the
I'm
same.
trying to wake you up, guys.
Thank you. In essence, this is all of these are different funds, if I may say. And going back to the Government Finance Officers Association manual that we have, that the city has. We have this, if you remember, Mr. President, when you were the mayor, that we had $500,000 in contingency reserves under your direction. This is an extremely low number, okay? This is a fund that allows or enables the city to fund any of these other different, this is an unrestricted fund that will allow us or enable us to fund any of these other funds shall they become deficient, shall there be an emergency, so on and so forth. So this is where we tap when we need additional money to pay or to replenish any of the other funds.
Ricardo, but this is a different contingency fund, or is the same one?
The same
It's
one.
the same account.
But my question is probably the same question he's got. Why is repeated?
Why is repeated and
On the different line items.
and added to
Commissioners?
to the total of.
Yes, I think that,
If I may,
Mm,
Mr. Finance Director, correct me if I'm wrong.
yes, sir.
Your budget contains general information in some sections, for example, administration. And then after that, it contains a summary of the different sections of administration. So that's why you may see
give the
that
impression of
line
repetition.
item twice. But it is the same line item, you have the same fund number, the same amount.
Same
It-
account
it-
number.
Same account number and the same amount. and you may see it twice because you have one in the general summary for administration, and you may also see it again in one of the divisions of administration where that item belongs. So that's why you may see it twice.
It's an excellent explanation, and to go along to complement that, if you look at the account number on line 35, page 11,
Yeah.
that's the account number is 535.599.
Same as line
When
34.
we go back to the same page as you rightfully question on page 14, line 34, you see the same account number.
Same account number, yeah.
Yes.
I noticed that before.
Yeah, but
Do I share?
on 12, what is the
11. Line
Line 35.
35.
line 35?
Yes.
Okay,
You see the same account number?
$100,000, but is the same number as the. It's 535,599.
Yes,
Okay.
same account number.
In other words, if you adjust the number, if you adjust a fund number in the general summary area, the finance director then has to also make that change anywhere else that information is provided.
So we should reduce that to 50,000 on page 14.
You already have.
You already have.
You already have.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Can you
Commissioner.
excuse myself? I have to leave because I have my father sitting in the same chair.
Okay.
Since 8 o'clock.
All right.
Sorry.
Commissioners, yes, Commissioner Moreno.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Acuérdate mi.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Okay, same page 14, line 43. Bank fees, 42,750. That has anything to do with the interest that we talked about before? Or is
Yes.
fees? Fees are not interest, right?
Yes.
Why we pay bank fees that much? I have a checking account in my household, and I pay 0 fees because I maintain a minimum of $3,000.
Well, it does have to do with interest, and we can provide you the title on the account and all of the numbers down to the penny if you would like. This comes straight from the bank.
But why bank fees separate from bank other interest?
So that's how we. That's how the.
This is just a question, Ricardo.
Yes, yes, sir.
What's the difference between bank fees and bank interest?
Maybe a different note. There may
Okay,
be a
all right.
different underwriting requirements, okay? The
All right.
city has different contractual obligations, as you know, but I will look into the very details if you like me to, and we'll let you know. I would have the same question.
It's a large amount of money, 42,750.
It's probably a substantial
I
note.
thought of bank fees, like the fees the bank charge a household or a city
Yes.
for having an account.
Right. No.
Wow,
no, in
42,000
this
for
case,
having, even if we have 10 accounts, that's a lot of money.
I know, and it's a very valid observation that in this case is interest, and it has to do with a note. Different notes have different underwriting requirements and titles and so on and so forth.
Suggestion, it'll be nice to see all of those,
Wednesday.
And this, specify under bank.
On the next budget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, remember that we're breaking ground here, this is
If
the
it's
first.
possible,
This is the
Enough,
first time that
an
we did it.
explanation of what those
Sure.
bank fees means.
Got you. And the other thing is, this is the first time that the city, there is always room for improvement. This
Absolutely.
year, we did this budget twice. We did it in the old-fashioned method, and we did it with the new method.
Yes, I know this have bring,
So
a
the
little.
formatting we can work on. The good thing is that it worked. We were able to complete the document, which is now before you.
Okay, next
Commissioner?
one, I take your word for it again.
Okay.
What can I say,
Yes.
I am not an accountant, I am a commissioner. I'm an engineer, but not an accountant. Okay, line 62,
Page,
same page 14. Supply postage,
Mm-hmm.
almost $20,000 in postage in 1 year.
Yes, sir. And we go by historical data, and perhaps our Madam Clerk can shed some light.
One of my departments uses a good portion of that, sending out the renewals for all the licenses. And then sending out, we send out again a late notice for those as well.
What number is that?
It's line 62, page 14.
62.
Yeah.
And also that encompasses all of the zoning notices that we have to send out for the planning and zoning boards. That all goes through that postage.
All those list of residents that you sent when you're gonna have a zoning
A
change
hearing.
on such radius
Yeah.
around.
Yes.
5 pages of houses, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And to add to that, to give you some level of comfort, the good thing about this is this particular function is fully automated. We know we have a computer, we have our postage machine, and it gives us all kinds of data,
It's in-house.
quantifies everything.
And of course, every month there are bills to be paid and checks to be sent out.
All right, same page 14, line 68. Utilities, electricity, 25,000, almost $26,000.
Mhm.
Let me pull out my calculator. 26,000
Mhm.
rounded up, divided by 12 months. $2,166 per month.
Yes. That comes straight from the power company, and we can show you all kinds of records.
Yeah.
Oh, but he means for finance.
No, this time we put it under the finance, because recurring bills, utility bills, certain bills, contractual obligations, the finance department processes and issue those payments.
You have multiple facilities, and centralizing that particular effort, just the finance allows you to make that one payment
Yes.
for all the different locations where the city may require electricity or power. So it's an efficiency.
That's something that I always ask, that why should we have so many separate bills? So, my compliments.
For this evening, those are the questions that I have, and I'd like to thank Robert and Mr. Mendez for answering my questions.
Thank you, Commissioner, and
I
we
hope to continue a good business relationship in this city with
we
everyone here.
We look forward to seeing you and each and every one of you in the finance department. Have a cup of coffee, and we can have a wonderful session, and we can brief you down to the latest details.
So,
I'd like to comment that this is democracy in action, and it's awesome now that we're, rooting out all these details at this time. And that's what this is about. That's why we have these workshops.
Exactly.
We look forward to working with you guys throughout
Okay.
and throughout the budgetary year.
so, Commissioner?
One quick thing, we're not gonna adjourn, we're gonna
No, we're gonna
resume on
resume
Wednesday.
on- yeah.
But two things that I have that are important. I asked for it before, Mr. Mendez, I know you're bogged, just a reminder, because it's a lot of money. You're gonna find out it's a lot of money in gas. With the resolution that we just passed, the motion to eliminate the take-home vehicles, if we can get that list of how much that is, so that we can, that's one of the things I wanna take off the
Yes.
budget when you bring it back, when you give me the list. Between gas, tolls,
Insurance?
well, if we have the car, we have to pay the insurance.
What about
But you're probably,
the
it's a lot of money.
Sun
Wait till he comes up with it. They're
The
saying there's no
Sun Pass.
cars, there's a lot of cars that people
Yes,
take
a lot
home.
of cars.
I have pictures of a police department, a police car from the city of Sweetwater. 3 hours parked at the Mikusukis. I want to find out what was doing that person that day. 3 hours parked at the Mikusukis.
Maybe an off duty.
Well, that's what I want to know. Maybe it
We will
was
do our
so good.
best, Commissioner Bergignan.
Okay.
We will gather that list and monetize it for you.
Okay, thank you. And then the other one is Val, the list of all the officers, maintenance workers.
The reason I didn't bother Joanna is that she's been out at the park.
Yeah, I saw.
With the the insurance. She'll be there until noon tomorrow.
Yes, I gotta go there tomorrow morning.
Please, you have,
Okay.
if you haven't already enrolled, please do.
Commissioner, just to remind you that even though you are, from what I understand, going to recess this meeting, remember that you also have another commission meeting tonight to address one item. It is a special commission meeting that the mayor called.
But the
that
mayor
was,
is not here.
That was at 8:15 for
The alliance.
the Alliance
So-
for Aging contract.
So, you recommend that we will resume the meeting now and,
It's just
The budget
just a
meeting.
reminder that whenever you recess, that you need to you need to address that particular, you need to
Yeah.
open up that meeting.
It is 11 o'clock. Commissioner Yanni probably have some items to go over. I have my own, and I want to include even others that I have to go over. So if the commission agrees, we resume the budget meeting now and open the other meeting. That's what you advise?
It's totally your discretion.
I have the floor?
Yes, Commissioner.
So we're gonna be stating that we are resuming this meeting on Wednesday at 8
No,
o'clock.
no, no.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's what
yes,
I'm
absolutely,
confirming.
yes.
That's what I'm saying, the budget, yes.
Yes.
So it's gonna be resumed on Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
You're going to recess this meeting
To
and
recess this-
reconvene.
Right, I make a motion to recess this meeting to reconvene Wednesday
For
at 8
Wednesday
p.m.
At 8 p.m.
Second.
Okay, there is a motion by Commissioner Bergignan to resume this meeting. Not to resume, to
recess.
to recess this meeting until and reconvene on Wednesday. And second by Commissioner Yanni. All in favor say aye.
I had a question.
Okay.
All the changes that we made tonight,
That's what I was going to go ahead and address.
Yes.
I would like to see those changes on Wednesday. I don't want it to waste my time to 3 hours here, and when I see
don't
the
see it.
paper next Wednesday, it's still the same. So you're going
I
to
will
have the
pass by
numbers?
tomorrow, Ricardo, probably by noontime, after
Yes,
I
please. Please.
comply with other responsibilities, and try to explain you all my issues, and then you'll be able to resume the whole thing on Wednesday.
Okay.
I mean to conclude the.
One last question that I have from the finance department perspective. On this new budget, on this new revision, let's call it, of the 15-16, shall we include the people that have been laid off? Because so far,
yet.
we haven't.
At this point, Mr. Finance Director, no directive has been given
No?
to do that.
Okay, so they just the changes that we've gone by.
Absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Thank
Where's
you.
the changes? To be sure it was the changes.
Yes.
So now we have to open the special commission meeting?
Yes, you've recessed the
Yes.
so now
And I
you-
voted,
Okay.
aye also.
Again, hold on a second. Hold on, Mr. Attorney. I want to make sure that I ask the question again because this is very important. There is a big difference. On this this budget that you have before you included the people that had been laid off, all the personnel cuts. Okay? On the new revision that you're asking us to do you want us to include all of those people retroactively?
and I'll go ahead and, Mr. President,
Because they
basically,
were not included in here, and there is a big difference.
I just want to go ahead and based on the conversation that you've had up until this point, and I will just basically ask the city clerk if she concurs. No such direction or has been given for that, and I don't think that you have anything on your list, Madam Clerk,
No,
to
I
go
don't.
ahead and make that particular change.
Okay.
So only
No,
the
we want to
changes-
see, we always,
Only the changes that were discussed here
How
tonight.
much total savings you have, then you determine.
Exactly.
That's what it was.
so that we can make a good assessment of what we have saved and what is it that is out there.
Where you want to
Where
place
we want to
those.
place those, exactly.
Thank-
That's exactly what we discussed.
Thank you then. So only the changes, the adjustments that were discussed here tonight.
Correct.
Everything
Correct, Madam
else,
Clerk?
That's as far as
everything
I
else
understand.
remains the same.
Yes.
And everybody understands that in order for us to balance this budget, we had to take into account those personnel cuts that were made.
Okay.
Thank
But
you.
we need a motion for that or
Thank
not?
you.
See, we had a motion and a second to recess not to recess,
You've
to,
already had a vote.
exactly.
Yeah, we already voted.
So, but now we have this special commission meeting.
Right.
Was called by Mayor Lopez, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Sweetwater, Florida, authorizing the mayor to execute a grant agreement with the Alliance for Aging, Inc. to provide meals, recreation, and transportation services for the elderly, providing for subsequent renewals, and providing for an effective date. Mayor Lopez, Director of Operations.
Thank you. The only side note is that, just to highlight that it does it for 2 additional years, I think is what the resolution says. So it allows the mayor to renew it for up to 2 additional years.
To go ahead and do so administratively. This is similar to if this is for the new members. There are grants that even though you get them for a number of years, it may require annual
Revision or
annual renewal.
renewal.
And I believe that the request is being made by administration that to be efficient, and given the fact that as it is in this case today, that we received the contract from the Alliance so very late and almost on the eve of the new fiscal year, that to renew it administratively makes sense. So the item itself provides for, I believe, 3 subsequent administrative renewals. It's a grant.
And it's over $500,000, so we need that as.
So that would allow then administration to immediately renew, no matter how late the contract is provided. They can renew it administratively and not having to rush here in front of the commission, hoping that like today, set up a special meeting just to deal with that, and it will be done administratively for the next 3 years. After that,
2016, 17, 2017, 18, and 2018, 19.
after that, it comes back to the commission. If this commission wishes to go ahead and allow for an additional administrative approval, it can do so.
And when this contract will become effective?
October 1st.
October 1st?
Well, technically, it'll begin July 1st, but we're already past that. But it will cover us as of October 1st.
October 1st will
Yeah.
be the beginning, after we approve it.
Yeah, so it will continue services. Right now, there's a bridge agreement that covers us until September 30th, but this will take us past that throughout the next fiscal year, which will be June 30th of next year. So it makes sure that there's no gaps in service.
And that's a very good point, Commissioner, because the contract itself talks about being effective July 1st or whenever approved.
On another page.
Exactly, or whenever it's approved. So that basically allows for approval at this stage of the game prior to October
After
1st.
our approval.
Yes, because as Mr. Borrego just mentioned, we're under the bridge period.
Yeah.
Okay. I noticed that one page says that and the other page says what you just said. On page 1972, I have an observation. Jose M. Diaz Mayor, Jose M. Diaz Mayor.
Oh, we gotta correct that.
Double impact.
Page
I
19.
commend you, Commissioner Suarez, for being the one to notice that.
Okay, do I have a motion? Do I have a motion for the item 4 of the special meeting? Moved by Commissioner Barreto. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Barguignan. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 4 passed unanimously. Hopefully we'll get that grant of $683 through this approval.
We got it.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Okay, meeting is adjourned.
I just wanted to
Oh,
put on
I'm
the
sorry.
record
We need a
that
motion, yeah.
that the mayor, Commissioner Duaso, and Commissioner Marone were all absent at this meeting.
Okay, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Moved by
Second.
Commissioner Barreto, second by Commissioner Suarez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is being adjourned at 11:14 p.m.